Alrighty then, folks. Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August, and today, right here on The Joe Show on August the 18th, we celebrate National Fajita Day. Love it. Move over Taco Tuesday. It's time for National Fajita Day today. Never Had the Magic, originally made from throwaway cuts of beef by Mexico Vaqueros in southwest Texas. The fajita was developed as a regional staple in the early 1930s. These cowboys cooked the steak over an open fire grill and served it with flour or corn tortillas. Once fresh pico de gallo, guacamole, and southwestern spices came along, it was a culinary game on at that point, and audiences everywhere began asking for it. The rest is truly history. By the 1980s, most Mexican restaurants in the U.S. serve fajitas. In the modern culinary kitchen, lime, cilantro, and a plethora of vegetables find their way into a fajita along with the perfect seasonings. Today is National Fajita Day. On this Tuesday, August the 18th edition of The Joe Show, one of my go-to menu items when I go to any Mexican restaurant, be it, Los Rodeos or Mi Pueblo or Las Margaritas or Azul Tequila, whichever one it may be. El Patron, it's fajitas is one of the top. It's probably the number one item that I order, actually. National Fajita Day today. Celebrate that accordingly here on The Joe Show. Starting you off this morning, as we always do, playing the national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network. And here it is.
The Bob Allen Motor Mall and Hometown Radio Network proudly honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
National Anthem brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network. So happy you've joined us on this Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August. That's 081826 on your calendar as we celebrate birthdays and anniversaries on this August the 18th. Call them in, and we'd love to have you your birthdays and anniversaries right here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports as we get the music queued up here. And here we go, birthdays today look like this. Starting off with the birthdays that old Radio Rick has sent me from over in Harrodsburg. Let's get those on here. We have Tom, I'm going to say this last name wrong, Tom Rezabek, I think is how you say that. Tom Rezabek having a birthday today. Happy birthday to him. Dr. Justin Kalasa has a birthday today. He celebrates on this 18th day of August. Kathy Fuquay has a birthday today. So does Andrew Sterling. So we have 4 names on this morning's birthday list. Again, Justin Kalasa, Kathy Fuquay, Andrew Sterling, and Tom Rezabek on the B-Day list. 859-238-9447. Get them on here and let's celebrate, folks. It's Tuesday. It is the 18th day of August, and a day where we start off with Boyle County Rebel head football coach Justin Haddix, who joins the show this morning at 7:10. We'll begin to talk about Owensboro Catholic and their defense today as they'll take on the Rebels Saturday afternoon / early evening. 5 o'clock is that kickoff time down there in Bowling Green at Western Kentucky University. That'll be at 7:10 this morning with Coach Haddix. Same conversation with about Mary Marion County on 720 with Danville coach Steve Stonebreaker. He'll join the show. We'll see what's going on with the Admirals as they gear up for their first game of the season Friday night at 8:30 against Marion County. 740, it is the County Agent's Corner. Casey Gordon giving us an update this morning on what's going on with her and the County Agent's Corner at 740. 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:10. We've got... At 8:10 this morning, Colleen, Boyle County Public Library, joins the show. At 8:20, Randyisms, the thoughts of Randy Graham and Randy Graham's thoughts. He'll be on here at 8:20. 8:40-ish or so, James the Gardener's on here, gardening with James. He'll give us a tip from the garden. 9 o'clock in the morning, Dusty, Kentucky Music Preview number 1 this week. Dusty joins the show at 9:10. And then Ann Yeager's on here at 9:35. That's the rundown of today's show. That's how it's going to work. If you'd like to be on, we'd love to have you on. Call in. Phone lines are always open for you. 859-238-9447. Sports starts us off this morning. The Reds split a doubleheader. The Colts sign a 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver. And a Diamondbacks All-Star just doesn't show up for a game. Those are the headlines on this Tuesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis guiding you through these Tuesday morning sports. Starting off with your Cincinnati Reds, where Game 1 went the Cardinals' way in a low-scoring affair 2-1. Game 2, however, the Reds flipped the script. Ellie De La Cruz delivered his first career walk-off hit in the 10th inning. After Dane Myers hit a tying pinch hit homer in the 9th, and the Reds rallied past the Cardinals 6-5 to split that doubleheader. Down to their final out in the 9th, the Reds went to the bench for Dane Myers, who had homered in the opener. Myers delivered again, driving his fifth home run of the season in the left center field to tie the game at 5. De La Cruz won the game an inning later, grounded a single into left field that was deflected off third baseman Blaze Jordan's glove, allowing automatic runner Tyler Stevenson to come home. Emilio Pagan pitched a hitless 10th inning, while starter Rhett Lauder matched a career high with 6 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 4 runs on 8 hits, while striking out 5, helping the Reds snap a 3-game skid. St. Louis won the opener 2-1 and led the Reds 4-1 before Cincinnati rallied in that 6th inning. Staying in Major League Baseball, Ketel Marte was placed on restricted list by the Arizona Diamondbacks ahead of their matchup against the Red Sox yesterday. The team shared the news on X that they were placing the 3-time All-Star on the restricted list minutes before the game. They also announced that they recalled infielder Jose Fernandez from AAA Reno. Fernandez was listed as a third baseman and in 7th position on the batting lineup, which was posted shortly after the roster moves. Nick Pecoro, the Diamondbacks beat reporter for the Arizona Republic, which is part of the USA Today network, posted on Twitter that Marte did not show up to Fenway Park for the game. He reported the star infielder was in town with the team, was supposed to be the DH for the series opener, noting that Ketel Marte is doing okay physically. He just didn't show up to the ballpark last night. Lars Nootbaar, meanwhile, took Marte's place in the Diamondbacks lineup as the designated hitter. And in the National Football League, one of the most quarterback-friendly wide receivers of the last decade is on the move. The Indianapolis Colts agreed to terms with 13-year veteran wide receiver Keenan Allen on a 1-year, $8.32 million deal. Allen's decision to join the Colts reunites him with Colts head coach Shane Steichen, who was on the Chargers coaching staff from 2014 through 2020. Few free agents this offseason have a resume like Allen's. Allen owns the Chargers franchise record in receiving yards. Those are the headlines on this Tuesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals Online Store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions on couch Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Last week, Seattle was trading at 8%, meaning a $100 trade would pay out $1,174 if they take home the title. On Kalshi, as the probability changes, you adjust your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, literally Joe, brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Dabbs. Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work with your insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny. A high today of 83, a low tonight 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, a high of 85, and a low tomorrow night of 67. Rain shower chances move in here into Wednesday night into Thursday, where you get rain showers, possibly a thunderstorm. A high Thursday 83. On Friday, mostly sunny and a high of 84. A great day of weather again for the first games of the high school football season. That threat of rain early Friday getting smaller and smaller, and should be a great evening Friday night. And then same thing Saturday for a couple of games in the area on Saturday as well. Right now, 6:25 in the morning, 70 degrees on Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August, as we see what's going on in our birthdays for our celebrity friends out west in Hollywood. Those famous people having famous birthdays on this famous day. As Charlie Perry would say, happy 57th birthday today to actor, screenwriter, and producer Edward Norton. Turns 57, but in the movies American History X, The Score, Primal Fear, Fight Club, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Sausage Party, and Birdman. Edward Norton, 57 years old today.
Yes, the kind of love that I'm talking about, it is absolute. The kind of love that I'm talking about, you don't try to kill people.
Edward Norton, 57 years old. 48 years old today for actor, comedian, writer, producer, and musician Andy Samberg, known for his breakout role on Saturday Night Live, and is the frontman of the music comedy group called The Lonely Island. Samberg starred in the TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, films like Hot Rod and Hotel Transylvania. Andy Samberg, 48 years old.
Get my report on the Finley murder?
Yeah, looked it over. Nice work.
Good. Thanks, Dad. Why is everyone staring at me?
You just called Captain Holt Dad. You said thanks, Dad.
What? No, I didn't. I said thanks, man.
Do you see me as a father figure, Peralta?
No. If anything, I see you as a bother figure.
Andy Samberg, 48 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Other birthdays today include ABC News journalist Bob Woodruff, who's 65 years old today. Timothy Geithner, 65 years old, former U.S. Treasury Secretary. Felipe Calderon, 64 years old, the former president of Mexico. And Olympic swimming champion Summer McIntosh turns 20 years old today. Celebrity birthdays, Tuesday, the 18th day of August.
On this day in country music.
All right, then there, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history, 1958. Don Gibson scored his second #1 hit with Blue Blue Day, which remained on the country charts for a total of 6 weeks. It was on this day, 1973. Conway and Loretto went #1 on the Billboard chart with their song Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man. And it was on this day, country music history, 1977. Waylon Jennings went #1 on the U.S. album chart with his album called Old Waylon. And that's what's gone on this date, August the 18th, in country music history. Starting off on this date back in 1958, where Don Gibson went #1 with this song, a song called Blue Blue Day.
It's been a blue, blue day. I feel like running away. I feel like running away.
This was not a kind of one-week wonder here for Don Gibson. This song remained on the country charts for a total of 6 months in 1958 into 1959. Don Gibson and Blue Blue Day.
Like crying, dying. What can I do?
Yeah, it was on this day, country music history, 1973. Conway and Loretta went number 1 on the country charts with this duo, Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man, the lead single from their 1973 album.
Mississippi man, we get together every time we can. And Mississippi River can't keep us apart. There's too much love in this Mississippi heart. Too much love in this Louisiana heart.
This was Conway and Loretta's third single as a duo. Happened on this date, 1973. And it was on this date, 1977. Waylon Jennings went number 1 on the country album charts with this one.
The only two things in life that make it worth living.
An album called Old Waylon.
Guitars that tune good and firm.
The album features one of his signature songs, a track featuring Willie Nelson. This one right here called Lukenbach, Texas. Back to the Basics of Love. Also had his version of Sweet Caroline, a version of Kenny Rogers' song Lucille, and a medley of the 2 Arthur Crudup songs previously recorded by Elvis.
Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas. Waylon and Willie and the boys.
And that's what's gone on this date, August 18th, in country music.
This successful life we're living got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys.
It's 6:30. KNN News is right now.
Between Hank Williams' pain songs.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
An 18-year-old suspect remains in the Fayette County Detention Center on a $1 million cash bond. Demetrius Griffin entered a not guilty plea on Monday to murder and felony assault charges stemming from Saturday's mass shooting in Lexington. Police confirm a 16-year-old teenager was killed and 4 others injured during the East End Days community gathering at Charles Young Park. The violent outbreak shattered Lexington's 192-day streak without a single homicide. Governor Andy Beshear condemned the tragedy, calling it a senseless act of violence that tears communities apart. And a state education leader is facing drunk driving charges in Montgomery County. Associate Commissioner Kelly Foster was arrested late last Thursday and bonded out Friday. Police report the state official attempted to evade charges by claiming to be a state board bigwig, and the Department of Education has declined to comment on the dispute. Also in Lexington, the Fayette County Board of Education has unanimously accepted the retirement of Superintendent Dr. Demetrius Liggins. Liggins submitted his retirement amid scrutiny after being placed on paid administrative leave during an investigation into unreported budget woes. He retired without a payout amid an exit statement accusing the school board of fraud and waste. In Hardin County, deputies have recovered 7 stolen vehicles with the help from the region's new Flock license plate readers. Police say the vehicles were taken from a Lexington dealership to a Radcliffe nonprofit. Elizabethtown Police Chief Jeremy Thompson is defending the system, noting audits and a 30-day data retention policy guarantee responsible use. And in Bullitt County, a Shepherdsville man has been sentenced to 9 years in federal prison for an international fraud scam. Prosecutors say 59-year-old Stacey Allen Taylor convinced more than 40 victims to invest in a fraudulent platform. The $23 million scheme robbed several individuals of their entire life savings. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Republic Services of Kentucky offers a single source solution for all of your disposal needs, servicing residential, commercial, and industrial customers with offerings that include recycling and other disposal options. You have enough to worry about on a daily basis. Leave waste disposal to Republic Services. They'll handle it from there. For a quote or to discuss services, reach out to republicservices.com or give them a call at 859-263-2000. 263-2000.
Need your property looking its best? Call Homescapes LLC, a trusted source for all your home, service, and property maintenance. We're licensed and fully insured, handling both residential and commercial properties with confidence. Lawn care and treatments, landscaping, excavation, construction, and tree trimming and removal. One call does it all. Call 859-613-9161. That's 859-613-9161. And let Homescapes LLC get the job done right.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage business owners in Danville and Boyle County will be able to turn to experts to help them launch their ideas. The Entrepreneur Blueprint will launch on September the 18th, which will bring together experts in economic development, entrepreneurship, and business leadership to help participants build foundations for their new and growing ventures. Weekly sessions will be held at BCTC. For more information, contact the Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Lancaster Police Chief Ryan Hughes has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a July 17th single-vehicle crash in Somerset. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Hughes appeared in court and waived a formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea. A court scheduled the case for a review here on August the 26th. The court also ordered Hughes' license suspended while the case is pending. Staying in Lancaster, they're asking community members to help recognize local veterans. The invitation extends both to veterans and families of veterans who would like their family members recognized. Those veterans chosen will be put on banners downtown for special display in the days leading up to Veterans Day. And news from the local parks and recreation scene. Let's start in Lancaster, where the Garrett Central Record reports that Kendra Adams has been named the new director of Lancaster Parks and Rec. Adams is familiar in the Lancaster and Garrett County Parks and Rec world, serving on the advisory board for the last 2 years. She also helped as a volunteer for the Lancaster soccer program and helps coach at Garrett County Middle School. And in Harrodsburg, the Harrodsburg-Mercer County Tourist Commission continues to fill open roles as they take over the operations of Anderson Dean Community Park. We told you weeks ago they've hired Chase Blaine to take over as the operations director at Anderson Dean. And now they've announced Sydney Barnett as the new assistant operations director. Barnett comes to Anderson Dean Park after serving as the volunteer outreach and education programs director for the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. She'll begin that role at Anderson Dean Park on October the 1st. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
If you're feeling hopeless, alone, and broken, maybe empty inside, Chloe's Petals for
Hi, this is Susan Rogers with Chloe's Petals for Hope. The 988 service offers 24/7 availability for reaching someone who cares. Everyone struggling with mental health issues can get the help they need when they call. Calls are private, counselors are trained, and are always available. If you need to talk, call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. It's free and confidential.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by
Coming your way from Southern Heating and Cooling, keeping your home cozy as your comfort is always their priority. Veteran owned, family operated, you know they're locally trusted. Go online to southernheatingcooling.com, 859-324-2770, Southern Heating and Cooling. Mostly cloudy, becoming mostly sunny later on this afternoon. High today of 83, low tonight 64. Increasing clouds and 85 is the high tomorrow. Rain shower chances tomorrow night into Thursday, where you get about a quarter of an inch of rain possible. High of 83. On Friday, mostly sunny and 84 is a high. It's 6:37 in the morning right now. It's 69 degrees. Tuesday, the 18th day of August. It's Larry Vaught time with Vaught's View.
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Baylor transfer Colton Price is being counted on to anchor the Kentucky offensive line for Coach Will Stein. The 6'3", 308-pound Price started 30 games at Baylor and allowed just 1 sack and 7 total pressures in 2025. Price's faith is important to him. He has a Bible verse, Ephesians 6:10, tattooed on his right arm. The verse says, "Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." Price calls himself a big believer, and the tattoo is a Spartan-type gladiator look and talks about wearing the armor of God. He says every day that he wakes up, he knows he's going to face all kinds of different obstacles from the enemy, and having that tattoo on his arm reminds him to stay strong in his faith. He believes living his faith and staying close to God will lead and direct him to where he's supposed to be in the future, like it helped bring him to Kentucky.
Vaught's Views will return in a moment.
The boss wants me to tell you about everything at the Kentucky State Fair in this commercial. So, here goes. Dairy cows, dancers, ducks, light, elephant ears, escape artists, cooking demo demos, fancy horses, street tacos, street jugglers, kiddie coasters, talent show, stunt riders, stilt walkers, livestock, live music, carousels, caricature, food court, fun exhibits, funnel cakes, Freddy Farm Bureau, thrilling rides, games galore, Agland, Astro Wheel, rock and roll, serious shopping, groomed goats. And that's not the half of it. The Kentucky State Fair is August 20th through 30th. Buy your tickets online and get free parking. Go to kystatefair.org.
Kentucky Senator Colton Price is also a big believer in family. He married Haley Skinner last October 10th during a Baylor bye week. His anniversary will be the day Kentucky hosts LSU, and it's easy to figure out how he'd like to celebrate that big day. He enjoys just hanging out with his wife and dogs to relieve the daily pressure that college football brings. However, he makes it clear that his wife still pushes him daily, and in the long run, that is helping him improve what he does on the football field.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Von Vont's Views Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show at this time on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Got a phone call in here. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Well, good morning. Is this Joe?
Hey, what's going on, Doug? Yep, this is he all day long. What's up with you?
Well, I just had this wild thought in my head overnight.
Okay.
Just my brain does work. I started to think, you know, you have the, 12 days of Christmas or whatever.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes, on the
12 days
on the
of Christmas.
12 days of Christmas. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't sing that either, but that's the point. And then I started thinking, well, what about the 1 week of football starting yesterday? And what would my Boyle County Rebels give to me every day of the week?
Okay, so it started yesterday then. So let's see, starting yesterday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you'd have, if you count Saturday, the day of the game, you'd have 6 days.
Right.
All right.
Right. So I was thinking on the first day of football, the Rebels gave to us an extra point to win a game.
Okay, this is brilliant. Keep on.
This
is what you were tossing and turning over last night. This is what your brain was working overtime. On the first day of football, the Rebels gave us an extra point to win a game. All right, I can't wait to hear what number 2 is on the second day.
Well, the second day should be even easier. So I started thinking, what would be a good thing for the second day? What is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2? So I thought, okay, all right.
Safety.
So on the second day of football, the Rebels gave to us a 2-point conversion.
Okay.
To win the state championship.
A 2-point convert. Okay, I was thinking safety because that's worth 2 points too. But 2-point conversion probably a little more exciting to win a state championship. On the third day, I can't imagine what in football is worth 3 points. But go ahead, Doug.
Let's see. What is worth 3 points in football? I got it. I got it.
All right.
And I think we have seen some of these happen during the season. Well, maybe not too many of them anyway, unless we're playing Lexington Catholic, and then we probably had it. Would be a field goal to beat Lexington Catholic at the Horn at their own stadium.
All right. Yeah. I'm shocked that number 3 is a field goal. All right. That's the third day. So what are you doing for 4? Because unless you get a couple of safeties or a couple of 2-point conversions here, you can't get to 4. So what do you got?
Well, I've got to come back tomorrow on that one. I've got to sleep on that one.
Okay.
I was thinking, what is the 4?
Doug lost sleep, 8 hours of sleep, just stewing over the first 3 days of football. So then will we have number 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow then? Is that what it is?
I hope so if I can come up with something.
All right, yeah. I mean, you got to catch up on your sleep, Doug. You know, we don't want you losing the entire week's worth of sleep over this thing. So maybe when you're at work doing nothing, you can think about it.
Well, you know, my brain works in mysterious ways anyway. So
yeah, I can imagine that.
Sometimes what may come out of it.
Yeah. Hey, were you at the tailgate Sunday service at Centenary?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How did that go? Was that good?
All right. Let me share this with you. I was one of the last people that went through, and I want you to know that those young men must have been hungry, and I guess their parents hadn't fed them all week waiting for that Sunday because there was no food left by the time I got up there.
Well, how much food? How much food did they order? What was it?
Well, they ordered chicken strips from Lee's, I think.
Okay.
And then they had fixed 6, I think I heard them say 6 butt roasts. I can't remember, something like that. So they had barbecue and chicken strips. And I will say that I have been to several of them since back in the day, later in the years when Coach Harp and Coach Smith were there. And I want to think that last Sunday, if it wasn't the biggest crowd, it's one of the bigger crowds that I think I have seen come out to that event.
Great.
The church was packed.
Nice.
And that's another reason that they ran out of food, because there were so many people there.
Yeah. So do like the regular churchgoers like eat with the football team? Is it a whole church thing, or just the football teams eat?
Oh yeah, it's a whole church thing, because
okay.
the church provides the meat and the drinks, and then the church members are to bring sides.
All right.
And like that. So then the meat's there, then the church members bring in different things, a dish or two, and I got to say that the dishes I took were all eaten very well. So
you didn't do. What did you buy? Potato salad from Walmart? You didn't make anything.
I made brownies. I made corn. You open it up out of a can and fix it. But corn and scalloped potatoes.
Wow, you made 3 different things. You were an overachiever then.
And then I sliced up some tomatoes that I got out of my garden.
There you go.
Too, because they were. But anyway, let me say this, and I told somebody, the vibe in the church to me was different than it had been in the last 4 or 5 years. It was almost not like it was during the Coach Harp, Coach Smith days, where you went in and you had 2 powerhouse teams and you knew. But the vibe this last Sunday was a lot different, and I think it goes to saying a lot about the difference 1 year made in the life of the Danville football program.
Yeah.
And it just seems so much more competitive. It's like kind of like the old days, and I was like, this is what we need to get back to right here.
Good.
It was exciting. It was exciting.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Doug, hey, I appreciate you being on. I got to hit this commercial break. We'll see what days 4, 5, and 6 bring us tomorrow morning when you call in, okay?
Yes, we will. Have a good day.
All right, Doug. Talk to you later. Doug Thacker. There he is.
The Rebels win! The Rebels win!
We're back after this.
Wow, Tricky's Car Wash is ready to make your vehicle look its very best. Tricky's Car Wash behind Smart Lube off South 4th Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and on Saturdays by appointment. Pickup and delivery service is available. 583-0560. Wash only $15. Wash and interior $25. Wash plus wax plus interior $50. And full detail, talk with Tricky. Tricky's Car Wash, 430 Bay Street, 583-0560. Right behind Smart Lube off South 4th. Tricky's Car Wash.
Looking to trade or purchase a new automobile? Check out Rayan Auto Sales in Lexington on New Circle Road. Needing help with financing? Get pre-approved with Capital One. When you're there, it's all about quality cars, unbeatable deals, and a name you can trust. That's Rayan Auto Sales. That's RAYYAN Autosales.com.
NASCAR driver lineups are already starting to shake out for the 2027 and 2028 seasons. We'll talk about who's on the move next. For PRN's Garage Pass, this is Andrew Kirtland.
We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine and fuel system. Keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and X.
Connor Zilich and Hendrick Motorsports announced today that the rookie will leave Trackhouse Racing at the end of the 2027 season and join Hendrick Motorsports driving the number 48 car. Now, Connor has signed a multi-year agreement with Hendrick Motorsports, with Ally remaining as the sponsor of the 48 car. This is truly big news. We're waiting for the domino to fall as to who would replace Alex Bowman following the 2027 season. Zilich's contract with Trackhouse ends at the end of the 27 season, and it's safe to say Hendrick wanted to lock up the young star as early and fast as they could. More news out of the NASCAR Cup Series garage. It was unclear whether Noah Gragson would return to Front Row Motorsports, but Front Row announced last week that Noah indeed would be returning for the 2027 season. Here's what Noah had to say about his future.
The opportunity to keep on pushing and be the best version of myself, both as a person and a race car driver, is key. And if I feel like I can be at my best and we can be at our best as a team, I think the sky's the limit, ultimately. At the same time, it's one of those things where getting the same silly season situation next year, it'd be nice to say, oh yeah, I got 10 years to keep going racing. But you know, it's a cutthroat industry, and everyone's competing for a job at the end of the day. And if I feel like I can be at my best and have everything around me at its best, I think we can do great things.
Certainly a big week for those two young drivers. For PRN's Garage Pass, this is Andrew Kirtland.
In the automotive industry, time and trust mean everything. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big problems for your operation. That's why Napa believes in testing the 5 critical components in every vehicle: the battery, starter, alternator, relay, and serpentine belt. And why we deliver the parts, tools, and expertise you need to catch problems before they become breakdowns. So test every vehicle and trust the name that keeps your bays busy and your business moving full speed ahead.
Napa know-how.
Attention Boyle County residents, it's time to get rid of your hazardous household waste. Boyle County Solid Waste and Recycling is holding a special hazardous household waste free drop-off event this Saturday. There will be free disposal of antifreeze, fluorescent tubes and bulbs, pesticides and herbicides, household cleaners and batteries, solvents, oil paint and thinner, and more. Get free lunch too with a Hometown Radio Pepsi cookout. Get your home cleaned up safely and responsibly. Bring your hazardous waste to the new Boyle County Recycling Center on North Stewart's Lane this Saturday, 8 to 1.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky state park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicapable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
All right, Riley, thank you. Brought to you by The Little Sign Shop. They offer all types of quality signs at affordable prices. Many signs available within 24 hours. You know they're in Danville where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. You got to call them. 859-238-7391 for all your sign and design needs at The Little Sign Shop. Mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny. A high today of 83, low tonight 64. Clouds increase tomorrow. 85 is your high. Rain showers tomorrow night into Thursday. Mostly cloudy Thursday. 83 is the high with rain showers. Friday mostly sunny and 84 is the high. It's 6:52 in the morning right now. It's 69 degrees. Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August, and happy to have you on the show this morning. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's 6th favorite segment of the Joe Show. Every single morning, we call this one the Dad Joke of the Day. Here it is.
Dad Joke of the Day.
All right, Dad Joke of the Day. I had a friend who was in love with a woman who was an English teacher. And, they were a great couple, but ended up not working out because she went to jail. The English teacher did. And he said, I wanted to marry this English teacher when she got out of jail. And I said, okay, why not? And he said, apparently you can't end a sentence with a proposition. Well, guess that makes sense. Dad's Joke of the Day, Mondays through Fridays, right here at the Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Oh, and welcome to cleanup time. Here we go. If you can't remember the last time you used an app, delete it. If you can't remember, delete it and give that space to photos and videos. You love them. You can clean up those too, but right now the apps. If you can't remember when you used it, delete it. And it's a simple process. You go in there and you just delete it. Come on. Be honest with yourself. It's time to clean it up. And with me, it took almost 30 minutes, but it was worth it. It might even take longer if you have that many apps on your device. But it's cleanup time right here in this molten magma every day. It's Rick Dees and the Planet of the Apps.
Yes, it is Ricky Dees, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight. We're in the spotlight this morning. We've got Dan Mangini. Dan Mangini talking about growing up in a funny family. Here's Dan Mangini.
Oh, real quick, I'm not selling any CDs tonight, but if you give me $10, I'll ride home with you and tell jokes. Thanks for getting that. Here's the deal. I do comedy because I have what they call an overactive brain, y'all. Don't make me smart, just causes a lot of fear in my life. Doctors have told me that from now on, when I travel, when I fly, take Xanax. Right, for those of you that don't know what that does, before, when I was on a plane flying through a storm, I would think, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die. But now, on a plane in a storm, I look around and go, woo, glad I'm not on this plane.
Come on.
These people gonna crash. I'm just gonna get my taxes done. I gotta tell you, man, being on stage, dream come true. When I was little, I told my parents who were really, really funny. I said, Mom, Dad, when I grow up, I want to be a comedian or a model. So one day they gave me this huge mirror and said, son, look, start telling jokes. My parents are hilarious, y'all. I was raised in America, true story, but my father, check it out, Italian, his name Enzo. When I was 21, he goes, oh, you ever drink too much, don't drive, I pick you up. You ever drink too much, don't drive, I pick you up. That night, me and the boys were like, hey, Pops, we're hammered. He said, oh, yeah? Me too. Be there in 20 minutes.
Well, there's an ad. Dan Mangini in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps. The dad joke of the day actually was not finished with Dan Mangini, so let's finish up the second half.
Italian. Now, my mama, check this out. My mom's from England, but she speaks fluent Italian. That'll blow your mind, because the voice don't match the face. The last time I saw something that weird is when I walked into a pet store. A parrot, a bird on a piece of wood, looked me right in the face and went, meow. My mom was hilarious. She doesn't even know it. You know what I mean? Years ago, watching a football game with her, national TV. Halfway through it, streaker, white guy wearing nothing but his underwear, ran from one end zone all the way to the other. Nobody knew what to say. The announcers were stunned. And my mama goes, good gosh, did you see how fast he was? No, ma'am, we're staring at his butt.
Dan Mangini in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps. Last night in the late night shows, Jimmy Fallon joked about how Waffle House was adding some new menu items on NBC's Tonight Show last night. They're adding tacos to their menu.
Well, listen to this. I read that some Waffle House locations are now selling tacos. I like it. Now when people are drunk at 2 a.m., instead of throwing punches, they'll be slapping each other with tortillas. Yeah, Waffle House tacos. I think we know where the next parasite outbreak will come from.
Jimmy Fallon also joking about how First Lady Melania Trump has, for the most part, been largely out of the public eye in Trump's second term as president. Here's Jimmy Fallon joking about it.
Guys, over the weekend, President Trump made a campaign stop in Long Island, and Melania Trump did not travel with him. Ooh. Yeah, people have noticed that she's been laying low. In fact, she hasn't been seen in public for 29 days. Trump heard and was like, big deal, I haven't seen her in private for 2 years.
Jimmy Fallon, Dan Mangini, Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps. The dad joke of the day, we have it Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. We are back in 90 seconds on WHIR.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation.
Call 800-619-9857. That's 800-619-9857. 800-619-9857 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Hey, it's Scott Jennings, and I am proud to be on the radio in Danville, Kentucky. My daily show brings common sense to the Commonwealth. Whatever the news of the day, I'm going to sort it out and break it down with my straightforward analysis and commentary. We've got guests giving you the biggest insights into the day's news. So join us every weekday afternoon from 2 to 3 on WHIR AM 1230 and FM 103.9, or listen, hometownlive.net. It's the Scott Jennings Show on WHIR.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net.
All right, 7 o'clock in the morning, we've got Boyle County Rebel head football coach Justin Haddix, who joins the show. Coming up next at 7:10, Danville Admiral head coach Steve Stonebreaker joins us at 7:20 this morning, talking about their upcoming opponents. And today's topic, the topic of defense, the Owensboro Catholic defense and the Marion County defense. It's all coming up next, right here on The Joe Show, WHIR Danville. Here's Top Hour News.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Opening statements in a landmark trial against Meta start today. California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey are seeking $1.4 trillion in damages, alleging the company engineered its sites to foster addictive behavior in teens and children. President Trump is defending his directive to the Pentagon to scale back joint military exercises with South Korea. Trump told reporters at the White House he had spoken with South Korea's president about, in his words, getting a hand with Iran, and was turned down.
When I called him, I said, would you like to give us a little hand? We don't need help with Iran, but if you'd like, give us a hand with Iran. He said, no, thanks. And I said, wait a minute, we have 39,000 soldiers over there guarding you from Kim Jong-un.
Trump said he was disappointed with the response, given the U.S. has 39,000 troops stationed there guarding against any attack from North Korea. Trump said the U.S. can't go around and protect all of these countries, especially when they are not around to help us. The Justice Department is asking a federal appeals court to reinstate criminal charges against Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a native of El Salvador. The Trump administration admits it accidentally deported last year. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Earlier this year, a federal judge dismissed an indictment against Abrego Garcia for allegedly smuggling immigrants into the U.S. The judge ruled that the Justice Department was acting vindictively due to Abrego Garcia's attempts to fight his wrongful deportation that landed him in a high-security prison in El Salvador. The DOJ is now arguing that indictment was wrongfully dismissed because the judge made the call based on subjective assessments of the department's motivations. Meanwhile, a judge has also temporarily blocked the federal government's effort to deport Abrego Garcia to the African nation of Liberia.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
Call 800-772-5168. That's 800-772-5168.
Picture this. You scratch a new Set for Life game from the Kentucky Lottery, and suddenly you're seeing it all, cruising in your brand new ride, or finally taking that long overdue trip with your bestie. With top prizes over $3 million, these exciting scratch-offs bring that what-if fun to your day. Pick up the new Set for Life games at your local Kentucky Lottery retailer today. Please play responsibly, Kentucky. Remember, it's just...
The Ebola outbreak in the Congo is now the deadliest in the country's history. Mark Mayfield reports.
Fresh data shows that there have been over 2,300 deaths, surpassing the outbreak that occurred from 2018 through 2020 and more than any other previous outbreak in Congo. There are about 5,000 confirmed Ebola cases in Congo. The World Health Organization notes that many of the deadliest outcomes are in rural areas in conflict regions, making access for health teams challenging.
A teen charged with shooting multiple people on the Virginia State University campus has made his first court appearance. 19-year-old Cameron Harris was arrested Saturday after a shooting that injured 5 people. A preliminary hearing has been scheduled for December 1st. A new report from AAA looks at why lead-footed drivers feel the need to speed. Rory O'Neill reports.
1/3 of drivers believe no one actually goes the speed limit these days, and the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety finds many drivers think going 10 over the limit isn't really speeding. Drivers said they speed to avoid slow cars and to get to their destinations faster, slowing down only to avoid a ticket or crash. To slow down, drivers said police and in-car warnings are good, but said while speed bumps are effective, they don't want them in their neighborhood.
Gas prices are holding steady following the expiration of a 60-day memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran. AAA puts today's national average at $4.06 a gallon. That's a nickel higher than a week ago, but it hasn't budged since yesterday. Prices at the pump have shot up since the start of the war back in February, with the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz not helping the situation. Speaking in New York last week, President Trump suggested that paying, in his words, a tiny little bit more for your gasoline is worth it if it means Iran cannot develop a nuclear weapon. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
A lot has changed since 1956, but one thing hasn't. B&E Furniture in Danville is still family-owned, still serving Central Kentucky, and still treating you like family. This is Levi Begley. We feature trusted name brands like Lazy Boy, Tempur-Pedic, England Furniture, and more. We offer free delivery and financing is available. Get the family-owned service you deserve at B&E Furniture in Danville, Houstonville Road. Stop in today.
Thank you there, Levi, and a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August, and that's 081826 on your calendar. A cup of coffee in my left hand, computer mouse in my right hand, and sports and news coming your way right now. First, it's news brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the 127 bypass.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford and Mazda. All of us here would like to thank everyone in Bull and the surrounding counties for once again selecting our dealership as a #1 new car dealership, used car dealership, and place to have your vehicle serviced. We strive daily to meet every need of every customer, and since 1949 we have been providing quality products and services at a fair price while treating our customers and employees with respect. Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage business owners in Danville and Boyle County will be able to turn to experts to help them launch their ideas. The Entrepreneur Blueprint will launch on September the 18th, which will bring together experts in economic development, entrepreneurship, and business leadership to help participants build foundations for their new and growing ventures. Weekly sessions will be held at BCTC. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Lancaster Police Chief Ryan Hughes has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a July 17th single-vehicle crash in Somerset. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Hughes appeared in court and waived a formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea. A court scheduled the case for review here on August the 26th. The court also ordered Hughes' license suspended while the case is pending. Staying in Lancaster, they're asking community members to help recognize local veterans. The invitation extends both to veterans and families of veterans who would like their family members recognized. Those veterans chosen will be put on banners downtown for special display in the days leading up to Veterans Day. And news from the local parks and recreation scene. Let's start in Lancaster, where the Garrett Central Record reports that Kendra Adams has been named the new director of Lancaster Parks and Rec. Adams is familiar in the Lancaster and Garrett County Parks and Rec world, serving on the advisory board for the last 2 years. She also helped as a volunteer for the Lancaster soccer program and helps coach at Garrett County Middle School. And in Harrodsburg, the Harrodsburg-Mercer County Tourist Commission continues to fill open roles as they take over the operations of Anderson Dean Community Park. We told you weeks ago they've hired Chase Blaine to take over as the operations director at Anderson Dean. And now they've announced Sydney Barnett as the new assistant operations director. Barnett comes to Anderson Dean Park after serving as the volunteer outreach and education programs director for the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. She'll begin that role at Anderson Dean Park on October the 1st. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation.
Call 800-619-9857. That's 800-619-9857. 800-619-9857 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Little Rayleigh Joe, thank you for that. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville. Convenience, stay in your car, drive-through, and complete diabetes shop. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 5. Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville, behind Cracker Barrel. Mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, a high of 83, a low of 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds and a high of 85, a low tomorrow night 67. Thursday, rain shower chances possible. Mostly cloudy, 83, and Friday, mostly sunny and 84. It's 7:10 in the morning right now. Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August, and we're talking Boyle County Rebel football with head coach Justin Haddock.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer at 236-6686.
And we welcome onto the show the head football coach of the Boyle County Rebels, Justin Haddock. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing this morning?
I'm great, Coach. Doing great. Appreciate you being on here this morning. Tuesdays, we always talk about the opposing team's defense, and this week, you got Owensboro Catholic, a team that made the Class 2A state championship game last year and lost to LCA in that championship game. Coach, when you break down and scout a team in the first game of the year, how do you go about scouting one side of the ball or the other when you don't have film, obviously, from this season? Do you watch last year or do you watch scrimmages, or how does that work?
Well, it is difficult, too, when you have a few changes. You know, they've had a change in coordinator on defense, so that's changed it up a little bit. And I think they've been the runner-up the last 4 years, I think, in 2A.
Okay, I'll check that out.
They've been right there in it. So, you know, you're playing a team that's played a lot of really good football, playing for a state championship, and doing that. They're ready to get over the hump. And, you know, last year they beat Bowling Green in this game. Starting out, they got a really good quarterback. But defense wins championships, kind of what it is. So they've been really good on defense to make it where they have. You're kind of watching what they did last year. You know, we're trying to round up film of their games from last year. I know they played Somerset and LCA, and then you're going off the scrimmages. You know, they scrimmaged Madisonville North Hopkins, and then they scrimmaged Paducah Tillman, which was a good scrimmage to get from that when we exchanged. So you're looking at what they do against that, but really you don't know. I mean, some people, I've been at some places, I've talked to some people, hey, we're just going to run this during the scrimmages, and then we're going to do what we do on Friday nights or, in the game. So you really don't know until you're out there playing. But our guys see a ton. Our defense does a lot of good things. We're an odd front, and we can be an even front, and we've shown them a ton of different things in the preseason. So they should be able to make adjustments.
Yeah, the last 3 years they've been in the 2A state championship, Owensboro Catholic has. So when you look at what they see Boyle County do, not that scouting any team is ever easy, but do you think it's a little bit easier for them looking at you all versus you all looking at them because they have had a change at coordinator?
Yeah, I think when you have that, you're not going to veer off of what you do too much. This is going in year 7 here, so we've done a lot of stuff, but this will be Coach Mills' third year being the defense coordinator in a row, and we have kind of changed some, and we morphed in what it is, because in high school sports, you've got to do what your kids are able to do. It's not, hey, we get a recruit, we can bring this guy in, and we can bring this guy in, we're going to run our system. This is only what we run. Our offense has evolved every year to, we're going to mold it to what our players can do, and that's the same thing on defense. We're going to mold it to, some year we may have a bunch of defensive linemen, and we're going to be in a 4-man front. Some years we don't have many D linemen. We got more linebackers. We've got to be in a 3-man front because we're going to play more linebackers. So that's just the way that we operate here. Some people don't operate that, hey, this is what we run, but we try to mold everything to what our kids can do.
Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix, what's on the agenda for practice today, Coach?
Today, where we had kind of the extra day, we're going to do another split day. So we'll do like half offense, half defense. We obviously hit special teams every day, and getting ready for that of just really fine-tuning, looking what we want to run in the game plan and running things over and over again where our kids are prepared.
It's coming up Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central, Boyle County versus Owensboro Catholic, the first ever matchup between these two teams, and it'll be a fun one to kick off this 2026 season. Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. Coach, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again. You mentioned a little bit yesterday about how the Aces have one of the best quarterbacks in the state coming back, so we'll talk about the offense a little bit tomorrow morning and what we expect to see out of them offensively, okay?
Hey, thank you. Go Rebels.
There you go, Rebel head coach Justin Haddix, every Monday through Friday morning around 7:10 right here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville. News Talk Sports, Steve Stonebreaker. The Danville Admiral head coach is coming up next.
This is Jack Mathis. I love sports, and this is Sports with the Big Daddy, Steve Bochum. Brought to you by Stuart Powell Mazda.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Move over, SEC. The Big Ten has taken over the AP poll. Ohio State is the AP's preseason #1 team in college football. Defending national champ Indiana is ranked 6th. Louisville comes in at number 24. The top 5 teams are Ohio State 1st, Oregon 2nd, Georgia 3rd, Notre Dame 4th, and Texas 5th. Other SEC schools in the top 25 are Texas A&M 8th, Ole Miss 9th, Oklahoma 10th, LSU 11th, Alabama 13th, Tennessee 20th, and Missouri 25th. As far as #1 in the balloting, the SEC did not get a single nod. The Big Ten received 62 total, 40 for the Buckeyes. Notre Dame had 6, and Miami had 1 for the 69 who voted. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Cincinnati and St. Louis split a doubleheader. The Cardinals won the opener 2-1. The Reds took the nightcap 6-5 in 10 innings. Twins topped the Braves 4-2. The Cubs rallied past the White Sox 7-5 in 10 innings. It was the Tigers 8, Pirates 5, and the Dodgers 11, Rockies 5. Also winning Monday were the Mets, Phillies, Rays, Red Sox, and Royals. Southeastern Baseball from Lexington has won the Cal Ripken 10 and Under World Series. Southeastern won 5-4 in walk-off style in the bottom of the 6th. We've lost a couple of sports legends recently. Left-hander Tommy John, for whom the UCL ligament replacement surgery is named, passed away at the age of 83. Ex-Kentucky basketball assistant coach Joe Dean Jr. died Sunday at the age of 71. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
In the heart of Harrodsburg, Kentucky, Mercer Stone Company is shaping driveways and dreams. Supplying quality stone with local dedication, these folks know a thing or two about building from the ground up. With friendly service and a commitment to getting your project done right, you'll find the materials and know-how you need. And lay the foundation for your next great project with Mercer Stone Company today. We will rock you.
Hello, I'm Adam Hopkins, Security Officer at Farmers National Bank. Look out for scam emails that ask you to give your bank account or your debit card number. These emails can be made to look like they are from a legitimate company. When in doubt, contact your bank or just delete.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by
Little Rayleigh Joe, it's awfully kind of you. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at The Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. All right, mostly cloudy, becoming mostly sunny this afternoon. A high today of 83, low tonight 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, 85 is the high. On Thursday, rain showers from Wednesday night into Thursday. And you get Thursday's highs 83. Friday, mostly sunny and 84. Right now, it's 7:20 in the morning. Danville Admiral football is on WHIR. And so is Steve Stonebreaker.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer.
And we welcome on the show the head coach of the Danville Admirals, Steve Stonebreaker. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing well, Joe. How about yourself?
Doing awesome, Coach. Doing awesome. Ready for some high school football coming up. And Admiral Stadium's going to be the place on Friday night as you all host Marion County in the first game of the year, the Stuart Powell Ford Pigskin Classic, the Marion County Knights, Coach. We always talk defense on Tuesdays. What do you expect to see out of this Marion County Knights defense on Friday night?
Well, they've got about half their starters back from last season, so they've got some guys back up front that are defensive ends, outside linebackers. One of their middle linebackers returns. They lost both their defensive tackles and a middle backer, and then they lost two of their starters in the secondary. They'll play a cover 3 and a cover 1 kind of as a base, and then they'll get into 2 high safeties in long yardage situations, extra long yardage. If they're for a 2-minute offense, then they'll be more likely to get into 2 high safety, but they'll pretty much stay 1 high safety and stay with the 4-4 front, and that's what they've shown really throughout the duration of last season and as well in the preseason this year. So that's what we're expecting to see.
Yeah, so a run or a defense geared more towards stopping the run. They get 8 guys in the box.
Yeah, I think most every high school defense wants to try to stop the run first, and they've got really good outside linebacker play. Their outside linebackers are very disciplined guys with what they want to do, and I think they one that's probably, he probably runs a lot better than the other one, but I think they're both really good players. They've got a defensive end that I think is a tremendous player, and he's a returning starter from last year. That'll be a junior this season. So they've got some individual guys on defense that can play a little bit. Like I said yesterday, the key for us is not beating ourselves on that side of the ball. We surely got to take care of the football, and we've just got to do what we do. We've got to be a physical football team.
Yeah, this was a defense last year, Marion County, that forced 26 turnovers in just 11 games played. They went 7-4, but forced 26 turnovers. So when you talk about hanging on to the football, that always important in every game, but a team that was very good at turning the ball over last year. Yeah,
when you're averaging about 2.5 turnovers a game, you're doing something going after the ball on defense and doing it right. So, that's our focus in practice today. One of our focuses, this is toughness and turnover Tuesday for us. So, any defensive players allowed to strip the ball or punch the ball out from an offensive guy at any point, even when they're running back to the line of scrimmage after a play. So we're getting reps today on making sure we're taking care of the ball, being conscientious at all times, no space between the ball and our ribs, making sure we've got our 5 points of pressure on the football, all that good stuff, and the defense is working on going after it.
Yeah, you got different themes to each day. It was Mental Monday yesterday. Today, Turnover and Toughness Tuesday, so the focus is on that. What's Wednesday's theme?
Wednesday's Winning Wednesday, so it's more, we'll get in more 11-on-11 situations on Wednesday, both sides of the ball, and, it's about competing 11-on-11 and making sure we're doing all the things right with communication and pre-snap and everything we need to do to win the football game.
I don't know if I've mentioned this on the air. I'm sure I probably have at some point, Coach, but I went to WKU. Obviously did not play football. I was just a student. I didn't play football, but you could see the football players on campus there. They'd be wearing their jerseys around, and they'd have a football in their hand walking down campus. And the rumor was if you could strip the football, just like any student could take the football away from the football player, then that student would get like free tickets for the rest of the season or something like that. So it would teach the athletes, the football players, you got to hang on to the football. You never know when someone's going to try to come punch it out. Have you ever thought that would be so distracting, I'm sure, for high school students, but have you ever thought about doing something like that? Like, would you be allowed to do that in the middle of the high school?
Well, I'm sure I would be allowed to do that. I'm not sure how the teachers would feel about that. And in the middle of their classroom, somebody comes up and tries to knock the ball away from a kid and cause a distraction. But I'm sure I could do that, but I like what we do. I think what we do really hones the mentality in on making sure we're taking care of the football and just being conscientious about it at all times. And we see that carry over to the other days where, like on a Wednesday, we're trying to get quicker reps. So we don't allow the defense to do that because we want to go in our team offense actually at a higher tempo than what we're going to use in a game. And that way the game slows down for our kids. So, we allow that on Tuesday, but we don't on Wednesday, and the tempo of what we want is really the reason.
Danville Admiral head football coach Steve Stonebreaker. Coach, we appreciate you being on. Good luck with practice today. We'll talk to you again tomorrow about the Marion County offense, okay?
Looking forward to it. Let's go ahead.
Yes, sir, Coach. That's Danville Admiral head coach Steve Stonebreaker. And can you imagine just like a Danville football player in the middle of chemistry class, like just trying to learn about the periodic table of elements? And some other student comes and just tries to punch the ball away from them. Just they're tug-of-warring in the middle of chemistry class over the football. Probably, like Coach Stonebreaker said, would not be favorably looked upon by the teachers. I say try it out. Why not? Give it a whirl. It's a lot easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. It's 7:27 in the morning. We're back after this.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals. deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
All right, I make coffee every morning, and my coffee's not real good. I mean, I'm the only one who drinks it, so it's not like I've got to be like a barista here, just making coffee for me. So if it's not good, what's it matter? I'm swallowing it anyway. Just Love Coffee and Cafe, however, that is not their motto. They make good coffee, and they make good coffee for everybody. They're a 3-time finalist for Roaster of the Year, for crying out loud, and especially in the month of August, the focus is on teachers and educators. Teachers, this one in the month of August is for you. To celebrate the start of a new school year, Just Love Coffee and Cafe is giving away Just Love Coffee gift baskets and or gift cards to multiple teachers chosen by you. If you know a teacher who deserves some extra love, tell Just Love Coffee and Cafe on their Facebook page. You can either comment on the post or DM them, or stop by the cafe and tell them in person. They'll be choosing multiple teachers to receive a small special gift from Just Love Coffee and Cafe. Help show some appreciation in the month of August to those who are educating our students, our kids, our grandkids. Just Love Coffee and Cafe. Tell them you heard them this morning on The Joe Show. Any school are eligible, any teachers eligible. Just DM them, comment them, tell them in person who should win.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Eastern Kentucky is reeling from historic flash flooding after creeks jumped their banks over the weekend in Wolfe County. The force of the water completely destroyed the bridge connecting the Family Dollar and Magic Sparkle car wash in Campton. Water also seeped into Porter & Sons Funeral Directors, although no inventory was lost. Officials report 4 residential evacuations, but they're focusing cleanup efforts on destroyed infrastructure. Meanwhile, state health officials are investigating a measles outbreak spreading across multiple Kentucky counties. The Department of Public Health has confirmed 17 recent cases across Christian, Todd, Trigg, and Washington counties. Officials confirm the outbreak has resulted in at least 2 hospitalizations, and they're urging unvaccinated residents to immediately seek immunization. On the legal front, a former Marion County school teacher facing sexual abuse charges in Kentucky will face an extradition hearing on Wednesday. Former band director Adam McCrae is charged with 34 counts of sexual abuse in Kentucky. Judge Samuel Spaulding increased McCrae's bond to $50,000 once he was advised of pending similar charges in Floyd County, Indiana. And in Pike County, residents along Pond Creek are digging out of debris after storms dropped 6 inches of rain in a single hour. Belfry Fire Chief Jackson says the flooding was severe, noting that no state or federal aid is expected, leaving first responders to help families receive local recovery assistance. Jackson says waters rushed through multiple roadways and inundated houses downstream before residents escaped to higher ground. And finally, the Hemp Hill Church of Christ in Letcher County has converted into a flood relief supply distribution center for the 3rd consecutive year. Volunteers are distributing food boxes, water, and hygiene kits to local families who experienced total losses. Organizers say some affected residents lost all appliances and vehicles and need comprehensive outside rebuilding help. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? It's the friendly, expert care you'll experience every time you bank with us. Hi, I'm Lindsay Cole, the retail market manager at Whitaker Bank in Danville, Kentucky. Whether you're opening an account, planning for the future, or looking for a friendly face, we're here to make banking easy. Stop by or call us at 859-236-9822 to see how we put you first. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC.
Are you on your feet all day or dealing with shoes that just don't provide the right support? Danville Bike and Footwear is your destination for trusted shoe brands Brooks, Asics, Ultra, and Saucony, plus Power Step and Spinco insoles. Your feet need the right support, stability, and shock absorption for all-day comfort. Let the shoe specialist at Danville Bike and Footwear help you find the right shoe for your lifestyle. Stop by Danville Bike and Footwear at 417 West Main Street in downtown Danville next to City Hall.
At the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort, we are committed to supporting quality providers and programs that benefit Kentuckians. Because of this work, we know there are quality services and supports out there right now. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, the KY Help Call Center can connect you with resources right now when you call 833-8KY-HELP. You can also visit findhelpnowky.org to find treatment and recovery options that are right for you.
This is a message from Team Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage business owners in Danville and Boyle County will be able to turn to experts to help them launch their ideas. The Entrepreneur Blueprint will launch on September the 18th, which will bring together experts in economic development, entrepreneurship, and business leadership to help participants build foundations for their new and growing ventures. Weekly sessions will be held at BCTC. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Lancaster Police Chief Ryan Hughes has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a July 17th single-vehicle crash in Somerset. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Hughes appeared in court and waived a formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea. A court scheduled the case for a review here on August the 26th. The court also ordered Hughes' license suspended while the case is pending. Staying in Lancaster, they're asking community members to help recognize local veterans. The invitation extends both to veterans and families of veterans who would like their family members recognized. Those veterans chosen will be put on banners downtown for special display in the days leading up to Veterans Day. And news from the local parks and recreation scene. Let's start in Lancaster, where the Garrett Central Record reports that Kendra Adams has been named the new director of Lancaster Parks and Rec. Adams is familiar in the Lancaster and Garrett County Parks and Rec world, serving on the advisory board for the last 2 years. She also helped as a volunteer for the Lancaster soccer program and helps coach at Garrett County Middle School. And in Harrodsburg, the Harrodsburg-Mercer County Tourist Commission continues to fill open roles as they take over the operations of Anderson Dean Community Park. We told you weeks ago they've hired Chase Blaine to take over as the operations director at Anderson Dean. And now they've announced Sydney Barnett as the new assistant operations director. Barnett comes to Anderson Dean Park after serving as the volunteer outreach and education programs director for the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. She'll begin that role at Anderson Dean Park on October the 1st. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer at 236-6686.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pim Pfister Clark with Wedding Planning with Pim, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Thank you there, Rayleigh. Brought to you by our friends. They're over at Southern Heating and Cooling. Keeping your home cozy as your comfort is their priority. They're veteran-owned, they're family-operated, they are locally trusted, of course. Go online, southernheatingcooling.com, 859-324-2770. Mostly cloudy, becoming sunny. A high today of 83, a low tonight 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, 85 degrees is your high. Rain showers tomorrow night into Thursday. Mostly cloudy, 83. Friday, mostly sunny and 84. Right now, it's 7:37 in the morning. It's 70 degrees. Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August. And we welcome on to the show, Casey Gordon. giving us some county agents tips this morning from the Boyle County Extension Office. Good morning, Casey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Joe?
Doing great, Casey. I am doing great. I've just about run through my first cup of coffee, so I'm ready for a refill.
Well, there you go.
Yes, so here we go. Casey Gordon is going to give us an update from the Boyle County Extension Office, as always, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
And here's Casey Gordon.
Good morning. I'm Casey Gordon, your Boyle County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. I'd like to share some sheep and goat breeding season thoughts from Jesse Shanks, the UT Extension Specialist for Small Ruminant and Youth Programs. Quite a few of us in the Southeast are still in the middle of some hot, humid weather. For the most part, that's how summer in Tennessee and Kentucky, along with the rest of the Southeast, tends to go. Not only do we have hot weather to contend with, but we're also trying to breed sheep and goats during that time of year. Sheep and goats are unique in that they only experience estrus cycles when daylight starts to decrease, which labels them as seasonally polyestrous, meaning they have multiple estrus cycles during one season of the year. In general, most breeds will start to cycle in the fall, with a few breeds being an exception to this rule. Several challenges arise out of the seasonality for those of us who raise sheep and goats in hot, humid areas, one of which is getting females pregnant early in the breeding season and having a successful gestation. Reproduction is a process that is taken for granted by livestock producers. We expect that if we have one buck with several females, he should be able to breed them early in the season with no issues. That's all good and well until there is a problem with the male. For a male to produce sperm, deliver it into the female at the right time, and have sperm find the oocyte and gain entrance is a huge accomplishment. Think of it as Olympics for the sperm. Once sperm gains entrance, a variety of things happen to embryo development to begin to be successful, not to mention the oocyte being on time and in the right place to start with. If the male is successful, the female will not come back into estrus or heat on her next cycle. That sperm gets a gold medal. If he is not successful, the female will recycle and start the process all over again. As sheep and goat producers, it is important that our females settle early in the season so our lamb and pig crop will benefit from this advantage come springtime. This depends, of course, on your market in general, but it is best to get them pregnant early. It is definitely best for everyone involved to have a successful male. Without gold medal males, females will continue to recycle, and producers are often left scratching their head with what happened and how can I catch this sooner. One way to catch problems early is to use a breeding harness, paint, or other such marker on a male's chest to know if he is breeding females. You can change this color roughly every 2 weeks, depending on cycle length, and you'll notice when a ram or buck keeps remarking the same females. A few of these remarks are to be expected. Females can contribute to reproductive failure. But if your male is perpetually breeding the same females after a few cycles, it is time to intervene. Another recommended follow-up method to males marking females is the use of ultrasonography for pregnancy determination. Females' gestation should be around 45 to 60 days to best visualize the fetus or fetuses, but can be done as early as 30 days. The female can perform ultrasound in your females and oftentimes count the number of fetuses and give an estimation of age. Fetal sexing is also possible in the 45 to 60 day time frame. There are also a few different companies and tests available that use blood tests and to test for pregnancy-associated glycoproteins that circulate in the pregnant female's bloodstream and can be detected by certain assays. These tests can be performed as early as 28 days post-breeding, but are most commonly done around 30 to 35 days post-breeding. Producers or veterinarians can pull the blood, and the blood sample is sent to a laboratory for analysis. Usually results take just a few days. In reality, a combination of all methods, breeding harness or paint, ultrasound, and blood testing should be utilized to ensure females are getting pregnant and remain pregnant during the breeding season. The important goal is to make sure females are getting and remaining pregnant, and if they're not, the goal is early intervention. Males can start the breeding season with undesirable fertility, or it can pop up in the middle. Breeding soundness exams are a great way to accomplish starting fresh before the breeding season starts and can be performed by a veterinarian. It is also imperative to have a backup plan. This can be in the form of multiple males or quick access to a new male should yours prove to be subfertile or not capable of doing the job. If you have questions about ram or buck fertility, pregnancy determination, blood collection, etc., contact your local county extension agent or veterinarian. I cannot stress enough the importance of a good veterinarian-client relationship as well as a relationship with your extension agent. Both are especially critical for small ruminant producers. The University of Kentucky is an equal opportunity provider. On behalf of myself, my fellow agents at the Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln County UK Extension offices, thank you for tuning in to this morning's County Agents Corner. I'm Casey Gordon, your Boyle County agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources.
Casey Gordon giving us an update this morning from the County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. Now, Casey, before you go, some random facts that you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Casey, are you ready?
I'm ready, Joe.
All right, here we go. Fact number one, Casey. First of all, are you a baseball fan?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay, who's your favorite team?
Red Sox.
The Boston Red Sox in Major League Baseball. Casey, 33 players in the history of baseball have hit home runs in their very first at-bat and on the very first pitch of their very first at-bat. Shocker here, 8 of those were pitchers who actually hit a home run in the very first pitch they saw. And pitchers except Shohei Ohtani don't hit anymore. Now, this actually happened most recently over the weekend when a St. Louis Cardinals player named Joshua Baez hit a home run in the very first pitch that he saw. He actually became the first player in the history of Major League Baseball to hit 3 home runs in his first 3 at-bats in the major leagues. Had a 3-home run game in his first ever Major League game, and hit all 3 of those home runs in consecutive at-bats.
I guess that's some beginner's luck, huh?
Yes, yeah. I don't know if it's luck or skill. We'll have to see if he can keep it up. The very next game, he went 0 for 5 and struck out 3 times. So there's going to be some growing pains for him, but still a phenomenal start to his career. Number 2, now that engines, as we obviously make our way through the years and decades and centuries, engines and cars have become quieter. And now that engines are quieter, companies like Ford, BMW, and Volkswagen all add fake engine noise to their cars. I guess people, that's what it says here, because people want to be able to hear their cars. Right? Usually I think like a quiet car, for a lot of people, would signal the car's not working. Why is it not making noise? Right? You don't want your car to be too loud either. If it starts making too much noise, then you also know something's not right. So some of these companies are adding engine noise to their cars.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What happens when the engine noise breaks? The engine's fine.
That's a good point.
Does the noisemaker work? Do you have to pay to fix that?
That's where you got to take it into the manufacturer. They have to hook it up to the computer. It's going to cost you $300 just to hook it up to the computer just so we can read the codes. And that's not even fixing the fake engine noise that you don't need to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 3, there is a mathematical reason why everyone at the gym seems like they're in better shape than you are when you go to the gym. It's because of this. People in great shape tend to go to the gym more often. So you're more likely to see those people than people who work out less often. right? The odds of going to a gym and seeing someone who works out often is greater than going to a gym and seeing someone who works out less often. Because people who work out more often go to the gym more often. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah.
Somebody put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah. Don't spend too much time thinking about it today, but a little bit trying to figure that one out. And number 4, one of the main defense mechanisms of a sperm whale is to poop. They release so much poop as a defense mechanism that it like clouds the water, and it makes a wall of brown water, and the predator or whatever going after the sperm whale can't find their way through, and it allows the sperm whale to escape.
That's kind of disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Resourceful.
But, I mean, like a skunk's main defense mechanism is to make you smell awful, right? There's nasty defense mechanisms all throughout the animal kingdom.
Yeah, there are.
What they do. There you go. County Agent's Corner. Appreciate you being on, Casey. We talk. I can't remember Boyle County's schedule. Do we talk tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and then we talk with Caitlin Thursdays and Fridays. Is that right?
That's the plan.
Oh, you got it down. All righty, Casey. Appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Casey Gordon giving us an update. County Agent's Corner. We're going out west of Hollywood. Coming up next.
Attention Boyle County residents, it's time to get rid of your hazardous household waste. Boyle County Solid Waste and Recycling is holding a special hazardous household waste free drop-off event this Saturday. There will be free disposal of antifreeze, fluorescent tubes and bulbs, pesticides and herbicides, household cleaners and batteries, solvents, oil paint and thinner, and more. Get free lunch too with a Hometown Radio Pepsi cookout. Get your home cleaned up safely and responsibly. Bring your hazardous waste to the new Boyle County Recycling Center on North Stewart's Lane this Saturday, 8 to 1.
Did you know there's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Move over, SEC. The Big Ten has taken over the AP poll. Ohio State is the AP's preseason #1 team in college football. Defending national champ Indiana is ranked 6th. Louisville comes in at number 24. The top 5 teams are Ohio State 1st, Oregon 2nd, Georgia 3rd, Notre Dame 4th, and Texas 5th. Other SEC schools in the top 25 are Texas A&M 8th, Ole Miss 9th, Oklahoma 10th, LSU 11th, Alabama 13th, Tennessee 20th, and Missouri 25th. As far as #1 in the balloting, the SEC did not get a single nod. The Big Ten received 62 total, 40 for the Buckeyes. Notre Dame had 6, and Miami had 1 for the 69 who voted. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Cincinnati and St. Louis split a doubleheader. The Cardinals won the opener 2-1. The Reds took the nightcap 6-5 in 10 innings. Twins topped the Braves 4-2. The Cubs rallied past the White Sox 7-5 in 10 innings. It was the Tigers 8, Pirates 5, and the Dodgers 11, Rockies 5. Also winning Monday were the Mets, Phillies, Rays, Red Sox, and Royals. Southeastern Baseball from Lexington has won the Cal Ripken 10-and-under World Series. Southeastern won 5-4 in walk-off style in the bottom of the 6th. We've lost a couple of sports legends recently. Left-hander Tommy John, for whom the UCL ligament replacement surgery is named, passed away at the age of 83. Ex-Kentucky basketball assistant coach Joe Dean Jr. died Sunday at the age of 71. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Don't be a dirty driver. You can shine on and drive on with a clean vehicle from the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road. The original Thoroughbred Car Wash has 6 self-service bays and 8 vacuums and a touchless automatic wash that washes, waxes, and blow dries for the spotless wash that you'll be proud of. Find the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road, just down from Big Lots. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Yeah, Little Riley Joe, brought to you by our friends at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Calling Mark or Chris for a free quote. 859-236-6686. Mostly cloudy, becoming sunny. High today of 83, low tonight 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, a high of 85, a low tomorrow night of 67. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixing together, and more so a cloudy day on Thursday and a chance of rain showers and thunderstorms. Right now, 7:54 in the morning. It is 69 degrees here in Danville. We are heading out west to see what's going on in Hollywood. The showbiz segment, the world of weird. Those people so rich and famous, they're disassociated with reality. A good rule of thumb, celebrity does it, says it, or thinks it. You should probably do say and think the opposite. Here we go. The investigation into the disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, just took another really bizarre turn. Authorities discovered what appear to be human remains in the desert 15 miles from Nancy's home. They were found in a remote area that's only accessible by a long hike. Here's the weird twist. They're not Nancy Guthrie's remains. Police say the bones were bleached white, meaning the sun had been beaten on them for a long time. Much longer than would have been possible if they were Nancy's. Those police sources also say there are still no leads in this case in terms of finding Nancy's remains or even identifying the kidnappers. Hayden Panettiere's death was apparently the result of an overdose. Hayden had flown to Greenville, South Carolina on Saturday with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson. They went to an Airbnb that Brian and his brother had been living in an apartment complex. Just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon Sunday, a 911 call was received about an unidentified female who had gotten a cardiac arrest. Authorities were there in minutes. They performed CPR. She was pronounced dead about a half hour later. The 911 call mentioned an overdose, and Narcan was found in a mattress. It's not clear if it was used on Hayden or on someone else in the apartment. Property managers informed residents that no crime had been committed. Although the police investigation is still open, Hayden's recent memoir detailed physical abuse from Hickerson, but the local coroner said there were no signs of trauma that would have contributed to her death. Tributes have been pouring in for Hayden Panettiere since that news broke. Professional dancer Whitney Carson will return for season 35 of Dancing with the Stars, and she'll return pregnant. She'll be the first ever professional dancer to go into the competition while she's pregnant. She didn't win last season alongside Robert Irwin. This time she'll be partnered with Jimmy Kimmel's sidekick, Guillermo Rodriguez. She announced the news yesterday on Good Morning America. This will be Whitney's third baby with her husband. They share 2 sons as of now. Whitney technically has performed while pregnant. Back in 2022 during the season 31 semifinals, she announced she was expecting. Pro dancer Danella Kargok also found out she was pregnant on the day of season 31's premiere, but Whitney's the first to go into a season knowing she's expecting and being further along. The full celebrity and pro dancer cast for season 35 was announced September 2nd on Good Morning America. Wendy Carson, the first pro dancer to go into Dancing with the Stars while pregnant. Hayden Panettiere's death apparently was an overdose, and bones were found near Nancy Guthrie's home. But they're not Nancy Guthrie's bones. That's what's going on out west in Hollywood, the showbiz segment. Do you know at Melton's Deli you can customize whichever sandwich however way you want? You know, you go in, you look at the menu, and they have the 10 or so specialty sandwiches on the menu. But they also have basic sandwiches if you just want to have turkey or ham or bologna, roast beef, barbecue, a BLT, country ham, chicken salad, tuna salad, egg salad, pimento cheese, or as Dusty would say, pimento and cheese, or the spicy twisted pimento cheese. It is Melton's Deli in Danville. The 3-meat chef salad is also very, very popular. Get it at Melton's Deli today, 247 East Main, 995 Ben Ally Drive. And make it a meal with chips and a drink and add a cookie. One of those great cookies at Melton's Deli for dessert. Melton's Deli in Danville. You got to tell them that you heard them this morning on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports, and HometownLive.net. We are just about halfway home. Coming up in the 8 o'clock in the morning hour, we'll have Colleen at 8:10, Randyisms at 8:20, James the Gardener at 8:40 in the 8 o'clock in the morning hour.
Hey, it's me, your radio. Yeah, I know, I'm usually here playing your favorite song or the news, weather, sports, talk, even traffic. You and I spend a lot of time together, and I was thinking you should advertise your business right here on the radio. Check it out. About 93% of the population listens to the radio each week. And with radio, you can reach the right people with the right message at the right time, at the right cost. I mean, simply put, the dollars you spend on radio advertising generate the best ROI of any media. I bet you didn't know I knew stuff like that, did you? I know what you're thinking. Sounds pretty good, but I have no idea where to start with this radio advertising thing. Surprise! I'm kind of an expert. Tell you what, give us a call today and find out how radio delivers results.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock. NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The stage is set for another primary election day in America. Races for the House, Senate, and for governor are being held in Florida, Alaska, and Wyoming, while California holds a special election to fill the remainder of disgraced former Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell's term. The preliminary autopsy of actress Hayden Panettiere found no signs of trauma that contributed to her death. Natalie Migliori reports.
The 36-year-old TV and film star was found unresponsive Sunday inside a residence in Greenville, South Carolina, with officials on the 911 call heard talking.
Overdose, CPR is in progress.
Everyone is into response for cardiac arrest.
The call was reportedly made by an acquaintance. A full autopsy report typically takes months to complete. Panettiere had been open about her struggles with addiction and severe postpartum depression, with her former partner and father of their daughter, Vladimir Klitschko, taking to Instagram to honor her memory.
Opening statements in a landmark federal lawsuit against Meta start today in Oakland, California. The Golden State plus Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey are seeking a combined $1.4 trillion in damages. They allege the company engineered its sites to foster addictive behavior in teens and children. U.S. envoy and President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, says the fate of Gaza is linked to Hamas giving up its weapons.
We're very committed to the fact that we have a plan to rebuild Gaza, but we will not allow Gaza to be rebuilt until the demilitarization occurs.
The Gaza Strip was left devastated after the war with Israel started following the October 7th Hamas attacks. A deal that brought most active fighting to a close has been in place, but Kushner, who held talks Monday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, says the Palestinian militant group must fully give up their weapons. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Hey, it's Tony Vanetti from WHAS. Summertime is finally here. Whether you ride, pedal, walk, or drive, Kentuckians are reminded to follow the rules of the road as traffic increases across the state. Buckle up, put the phone down, obey the speed limit, and always travel sober. If riding a bike or a motorcycle, wear a helmet. If walking, stay visible. Let's work together for the safety of everyone using our roadways. Be safe, Kentucky. Brought to you by Team Kentucky and the Office of Highway Safety.
Have you heard? Affordable health care is better than ever. And right now, there are more carriers and plans to choose from. If you're between 18 and 64 years old with a household income of $25,000 or less, this message is for you. Right now, the government's Affordable Care Act is available for individual and family health coverage plans with little or no cost to you. Don't gamble with your health. Call Healthcare for All at 800-373-8780. That's 800-373-8780.
Over a dozen people are being charged with running a cocaine trafficking operation out of 2 Penn State frat houses. More from Mark Mayfield.
Prosecutors allege that the cocaine trafficking ring centered on the Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi fraternity houses, where large amounts of cocaine were brought in from Philadelphia for distribution on campus. 13 current and former students were charged, as well as the father of a student. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A fundraiser for the parents of the Massachusetts woman on trial for the murders of her 3 young children has surpassed $830,000 in donations. A GoFundMe campaign for Lindsay Clancy's parents was started about a week ago and has an end goal of $2 million. A major study shows that drinking at least 1 soda or other sugar-sweetened beverage a day more than doubles the risk of stomach cancer. More from Scott Carr.
That finding is when compared to people who don't consume beverages like soda, juice with added sugar, and energy drinks. Researchers at Mass General Brigham Cancer Center have published their findings after analyzing data from 100,000 study participants over several decades. Artificially sweetened drinks showed no such risk. Scientists call the findings important because, according to the CDC, more than 60% of U.S. adults ages 16 to 65 report drinking at least 1 sugar-sweetened beverage every day.
As the kids go back to school, parents are falling into the back-to-school parent trap. More from Bree Tennis.
According to Beyond Finance, the trap is the price of belonging, the financial and emotional pressure parents face to buy trendy gear so their kids fit in. 70% of parents fall into the trap, and 58% of parents polled say back-to-school shopping is more stressful than holiday shopping, with nearly half of all parents going into debt to pull it off.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Need collision repair? Danville Auto Body is for you. They give free estimates and work with your insurance company. Danville Auto Body, specializing in body and trim painting, water leaks, paintless dent repair, window motor repairs, and hail damage. See Danville Auto Body on Dillahay Street.
Looking to trade or purchase a new automobile? Check out Ray & Auto Sales in Lexington on New Circle Road. Needing help with financing? Get pre-approved with Capital One. When you're there, it's all about quality cars, unbeatable deals, and a name you can trust. That's Ray & Auto Sales. That's RAYYAN autosales.com.
Good morning to you. It is Tuesday. It's August the 18th. It is 081826. On your calendar, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny today and a high of 83. Forecast comes your way. News is coming up here right now.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage business owners in Danville and Boyle County will be able to turn to experts to help them launch their ideas. The Entrepreneur Blueprint will launch on September the 18th, which will bring together experts in economic development, entrepreneurship, and business leadership to help participants build foundations for their new and growing ventures. Weekly sessions will be held at BCTC. For more information, contact the Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Lancaster Police Chief Ryan Hughes has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a July 17th single-vehicle crash in Somerset. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Hughes appeared in court and waived a formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea. A court scheduled the case for review here on August the 26th. The court also ordered Hughes' license suspended while the case is pending. Staying in Lancaster, they're asking community members to help recognize local veterans. The invitation extends both to veterans and families of veterans who would like their family members recognized. Those veterans chosen will be put on banners downtown for special display in the days leading up to Veterans Day. And news from the local parks and recreation scene. Let's start in Lancaster, where the Garrett Central Record reports that Kendra Adams has been named the new director of Lancaster Parks and Rec. Adams is familiar in the Lancaster and Garrett County Parks and Rec world, serving on the advisory board for the last 2 years. She also helped as a volunteer for the Lancaster soccer program and helps coach at Garrett County Middle School. And in Harrodsburg, the Harrodsburg-Mercer County Tourist Commission continues to fill open roles as they take over the operations of Anderson Dean Community Park. We told you weeks ago they've hired Chase Blaine to take over as the operations director at Anderson Dean. And now they've announced Sydney Barnett as the new assistant operations director. Barnett comes to Anderson Dean Park after serving as the volunteer outreach and education programs director for the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. She'll begin that role at Anderson Dean Park on October the 1st. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
Ready for a fast, safe, and easy way to send your share of the rent money? Put your feet up, because with Zelle, you can send your monthly amount from the comfort of your couch. Zelle is conveniently found in your Farmers National Bank online or mobile banking account, and it's available now. Ask a Farmers National Bank representative for more information. Available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC.
Sometimes bad stuff happens, and we understand that. What if what happened has impacted your quality of life? Did you have an injury that required you to go to the doctor or hospital? If you did, you may need to call an attorney. There's no charge to meet with me, Brian Bailey at the Bailey Law Group, your hometown team. 859-236-8888.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Little Rayleigh, thank you for that. Brought to you by our friends over at The Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? Of course you do. The owners and operators always got you covered. They do full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design. They're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them 859-238-7391. Get the phone number right for them, 238-7391. It is a Tuesday. It's the 18th day of August. Mostly cloudy skies today, becoming sunny. 83 and 64 the high and low. Wednesday, increasing clouds, high of 85. And on Thursday, rain showers, thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, and a high of 83. It's 8:11 in the morning. 71 degrees. A great day to be at the library. As Colleen joins us. Good morning, Colleen. How are you?
I'm well. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Doing great, Colleen. Doing great. Appreciate you being on here. What do we got going on with the library this week?
Well, it's a quiet week at the library this week. We have, less programming going on, so I would encourage people to come by and have a quiet moment and pick out some favorite things to read and just enjoy a little bit of a down, quiet time here at the library, which doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
We do have some things going on. So we have the Stories of Downtown Walking Tour tomorrow at 11, and we are participating in the third Thursday Author Hop, which is happening from 5 to 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, rain or shine, because it involves 20 authors or so being at various locations around downtown for people to walk around, almost like the gallery hop, and visit everyone and see what they have. And during that time also, there will be 2 Tipsy Town tours, the walking tours that happen on third Thursdays. those will be at 6 and at 7, and they will start at 3rd and Main. The Story Center will have a table there.
Cool.
Yep. And then I want to we're doing a new program called Cards and Coffee, and it's starting next week, Wednesday at 3 p.m., and so we'll just have a whole bunch of different card games out and coffee made and all the fixings. I'm sure there'll be tea also if you're not a coffee drinker, just for people to come and play cards and enjoy one another's company.
Cool. Cards and coffee.
Cards and coffee.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then on Saturday the 19th, which is a little bit away, it's the Gene Penlane Writer Celebration is coming. We do that every year.
Yes.
So.
That's in September. The 19th of August is tomorrow. Is not a Saturday. That's September the 19th.
Right. No, I'm sorry. Yes, that's September 19th. Yes.
Yeah. So that's is that at the library?
It is. It's a 2-day thing,
Okay.
and the Saturday is at the library from 12 to 5, and then they have a Sunday thing out at the Penn store.
Okay, that's why I knew there was something at the Penn store, but I didn't remember which day and which event it was. So that Saturday the 19th is at the library.
Correct.
Awesome stuff. We love it. Boyle County Public Library. Colin, anything else to let us know about?
Just come and visit. Just come and hang out with us. Yeah.
Come hang out, make some friends. Look, there's always something going on at the library. We take the kids there quite a bit. They'll sit down and play checkers, or they'll play a board game, and I'll be looking at books and reading, and then they'll go down and play with Benjamin Bunny, and then they'll look at Lego. You know, like you all always there's something going on there all the time.
There's always something to do. Yeah, but it's a little bit of a quieter season, which is I think enjoyable for some people, and we'll be starting back up in earnest in just a little bit here in September. So.
We love it. I was cleaning Jack's room the other day. Rebecca was cleaning Rayleigh's room, and I found a couple of library books, Colleen, that we had checked out. A couple of Star Wars books.
Finds, so just bring them back.
Yeah. Well, I think they're not even like out of date. They're still they're still in season, so to say.
Got it.
Yeah. So Jack's still working on those.
Okay.
But found him in his bookshelf, kind of mixed in with some of the normal books that are actually ours. So we got to make sure we do that. Yeah. Colleen, appreciate it. 859-238-7323 is the phone number. And Boyle County Public Library on Facebook. Appreciate you being on, Colleen. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Sounds great. Thanks, Joe.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Colleen, Boyle County Public Library. It's 71 degrees. Randy Graham is on the edge of his seat. He is ready to get on the radio this morning. And Randy is going to fulfill that dream. Coming up next.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is the service of John Funkhauser Johnson Pullman Insurance.
The right health insurance coverage is vital and can be very complicated, including Medicare and group insurance. This is John Funkhauser. I can make it easy for you to understand, having specialized in health insurance for over 30 years. At Johnson Pullman, we are an independent agency. We can shop all the different chamber plans and numerous Medicare companies for the right coverage and best savings. Give me, John Funkhauser, a call at 859-955-4924. I look forward to ensuring your future.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Move over, SEC. The Big Ten has taken over the AP poll. Ohio State is the AP's preseason #1 team in college football. Defending national champ Indiana is ranked 6th. Louisville comes in at number 24. The top 5 teams are Ohio State 1st, Oregon 2nd, Georgia 3rd, Notre Dame 4th, and Texas 5th. Other SEC schools in the top 25 are Texas A&M 8th, Ole Miss 9th, Oklahoma 10th, LSU 11th, Alabama 13th, Tennessee 20th, and Missouri 25th. As far as #1 in the balloting, the SEC did not get a single nod. The Big Ten received 62 total, 40 for the Buckeyes. Notre Dame had 6, and Miami had 1 for the 69 who voted. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Cincinnati and St. Louis split a doubleheader. The Cardinals won the opener 2-1. The Reds took the nightcap 6-5 in 10 innings. Twins topped the Braves 4-2. The Cubs rallied past the White Sox 7-5 in 10 innings. It was the Tigers 8, Pirates 5, and the Dodgers 11, Rockies 5. Also winning Monday were the Mets, Phillies, Rays, Red Sox, and Royals. Southeastern Baseball from Lexington has won the Cal Ripken 10 and Under World Series. Southeastern won 5-4 in walk-off style in the bottom of the sixth. We've lost a couple of sports legends recently. Left-hander Tommy John, for whom the UCL ligament replacement surgery is named, passed away at the age of 83. Ex-Kentucky basketball assistant coach Joe Dean Jr. died Sunday at the age of 71. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
The Danville Mailing Center makes shipping easy. UPS, FedEx, DHL, U.S. Postal Service. Let them find the fastest or most economical way. They'll even pack it up. It's a no-hassle way to ship. The Danville Mailing Center on Jane Trail across from McDonald's. Ask for your $3 discount.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Southern Heating and Cooling. Keeping your home cozy. Your comfort is their priority. Come on now. Veteran-owned, family-operated, they're locally trusted. Go online, southernheatingcooling.com. 859-324-2770. Cloudy skies right now, sunshine later, and a great day to be up and at 'em. 83 is a high, 64 is a low. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, 85 is a high. Rain showers Wednesday night into Thursday. It's 8:18 in the morning, and Randy Graham has Randyisms. The thoughts of Randy Graham. These are Randy Graham's thoughts.
Good morning, Sir Joe in the Know, and what another great day it is to get up and get at 'em. Well, Joe, football season and Friday night lights are upon us as the new school year brings the excitement of a new season. Yeah, new beginnings for high school football and the hopes and dreams of teams for their future. Exciting time for communities in which we live or grew up. Joe, we're fortunate growing up where we did in Danville, Boyle County. Not just specifically because we grew up in God's country where the happy station is domicile, but in central Kentucky, where in part we are still, in a small way, insulated from the problems that affect larger cities. Not that we aren't infected at times by some of the negative influence, but just not as much a threat in corrupting our educational institutions or opportunities, where time has proven that bigger does not always mean better. Thinking about this, Joe, when I interviewed yesterday the president of the Boyle County High School Alumni Association, Irvin Vanover, regarding the work they do in the upcoming annual Alumni Association tailgating party, which will be Friday, September the 4th. A great opportunity for Boyle County alum and their spouses to be a part of a fun gathering that's been going on now for some 10 years, where there's a social hour before dinner, door prizes, recognition of awards of distinguished alumni, but more importantly, the fellowship of former Boyle County High School Rebels, Rebels, Rebels. But, Joe, I'm looking forward to playing portions of that interview on Thursday's segment at this same time, and the interview entirety on my show, the Kentucky Power Hour, Saturday morning at 7, in our Coach's Corner or our Life Coach's Corner, where we take time to interview different individuals from different walks of life. Some of the people I like to call the golden fibers that help give the fabric of society its strength. People like our listeners and the president of the Boyle County Alumni Association. Joe, we've interviewed educators, coaches, authors, business people, country music stars, just to learn about their lives and to glean from them information that might be applicable to our own lives, whether personally or professionally, understanding that we are all stronger and smarter than any one of us. But, Joe, the last question we always ask our guests is the same. What rock-solid values, what, so to say, a philosophy on life that you've developed over the years, that you've utilized to help in your decision-making process that might be applicable to us all? And, Joe, although their answers are always different, they always come back to the same theme of hard work, goal setting, getting knocked down and getting right back up, treating your fellow man the way you'd like to be treated. Yeah, the golden rule. Which brings back to the Alumni Association September the 4th gathering, the tailgate party. That's what's nice about getting back together for school gatherings, alma maters to visit where we reminisce, cheer for our former school teams. We always kind of feel a sense of normality, going back to the basics or the foundations of our beginnings. can rejuvenate the cells, so to say, creating a form of balance, such as the benefit of growing up in smaller communities like we have in our listening area, where we find, like as mentioned before, a little more insulation from the outside world, although at times we're still not removed from all the infection of outside influences. Driving on the way to Somerset on Sunday to have dinner with my decided granddaughter by immaculate acceptation, meaning 10-year-old Georgia girl, question came up regarding an unfortunate incident that happened in schools, where the question was asked, why did we not hear so much about this years ago that we do today? And responded that it's not hard to understand why, and really very simple. It's the same reason we've seen a rise of school shootings over the years on school grounds and college campuses. You know, Joe, in the community of Middletown, Kentucky, a suburb of Louisville, lining up for lunch in the 6th grade 1 year before moving to Danville, Boyle County, we students would line up right beside a large poster of the 10 Commandments. And the one that stuck out to me the most because of its finality was, "Thou shalt not kill." You know, Joe, in Boyle County High School parking lot, as well as it was probably in the Danville parking lot and other surrounding areas, we had pickup trucks that had hunting rifles hanging up in the back windows, often doors unlocked. And you know, not once did any of those guns jump off that gun rack and march themselves into the school and start shooting. Heck, I remember a history teacher, Mr. Best, asking those who had pocket knives in their pockets to get them out and kind of show them around. Him even asking one time, "Do you all believe in witches?" And most said no. He goes, "Well, of course there was." He says, "How do we know that?" He says, "Because the Bible says so." A different time, Joe, but not a different place. You know, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. I believe you'll find that's biblical. Furthermore, it says that wisdom comes from God. And folks, when you take God out of the schools, you're not going to have as much liberty or wisdom. You're more apt to have school shootings and other things that we didn't see years ago. Yes, as goes the school, so goes the nation. It only takes one generation. Abraham Lincoln said it better. The philosophy of education in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. We were both wrong. We discovered it took 2 generations. And why what is being taught and seen in the schools is important today, if not more than it was when we were growing up. And fortunately, here in small communities, we still have a greater influence over school boards. Or we should, if we engage. By the way, Joe, did you know growing up in elementary school, we used to have pictures of Abraham Lincoln in almost every elementary school classroom? And everyone had a picture of George Washington, and not a small one, no, a big one, and it may have been in high schools as well. Erased, removed by time and a progressive culture. And I tell you what, there's nothing moving forward regarding progressiveness when it comes to ideology. It's more a case, it's a giant step backwards. Such being the same ideology or progressivism that removed the 10 Commandments from our classrooms, corporal punishment, and yes, the pictures of Lincoln and Washington. Oh, but we are a more enlightened society today. Well, Rome, a civilization that lasted 1,000 years, thought they were enlightened as well. So enlightened we can only read about their greatness in the history books today. And folks, we're only 250 years old. But I'd still prefer what we have over other countries. Yeah, America may not be perfect, but we are the greatest. I mean, we are the only thing that stands between freedom and tyranny for the rest of the world. But we should remember Abraham Lincoln's words, the philosophy of education in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. Did you know that George Washington warned us as such? That's right. And everybody should be able to listen to George Washington because did you know he did not believe in political parties? That's right. And why? Being an independent, I tell people when you think of me, just think of George Washington, the father of our country. We both considered political parties frightful despotisms. But George Washington, a prolific writer, had what he called a Sunday review. That's what he titled it. Lessons from the Week. And he wrote, and I quote, "As I reflect upon the matters presented this past week, I'm reminded that the character required to obtain liberty is equally necessary to preserve it. Freedom is not secured by courage upon the battlefield alone. It must be afterwards be sustained by faith, wisdom, self-government, fidelity, and a continuing dependence upon divine providence," meaning God. I mean, he didn't say God, and I don't want to put words in George Washington's mouth because, as the wit said, that would be unsanitary, but that's what he meant by the word providence. He continued, I've carried in remembrance to the dreadful field upon the Mongolia where General Braddock's army suffered so grievously. And folks, he's talking about the time that movie just came out in Young Washington. Though I had not fully recovered from a violent illness, duty required me to carry the general's orders while confusion and death surrounded us. 4 bullets passed through my coat, and 2 horses were shot beneath me, yet I escaped without a wound. I could never regard such preservation as the work of chance alone. When providence, meaning God, delivers us from danger, we ought to inquire why our lives have been spared and what duties yet remain before us. A life providentially preserved should become a life faithfully devoted to the purposes for which it was preserved. I have also reflected upon the blessing of faithful friendship. My affection for the Marquis de Lafayette was strengthened through shared sacrifices, common dangers, and years of mutual confidence. True friendship is not founded merely upon agreeable conversation. It is proven through loyalty and hardship, honesty, counsel, and constancy across the seasons of life. Well, there you go, folks. He's talking about our times in high school, isn't he? That's right. The common toils, the battles on the gridirons and courts of competition. Which brings back to the Boyle County Alumni Tailgate Party, September the 4th, where you can go to Boyle County Alumni Association Facebook page to register and email Kathy Belcher at bellsouth.net. Kathy with a K, Belcher, Belcher, at bellsouth.net. But let's continue with the father of our country. As he continued, the Bible ought never to be treated merely as a national relic or an ornament upon a table. It must be read, believed, and applied. Civil liberty cannot long survive where personal virtue is abandoned, and personal virtue cannot be securely maintained when men cast off their accountability to Almighty God. So be it, say it again, George Washington. No wonder he's considered the father of our country, and why his picture so rightfully belongs, once again, in the classrooms of our schools.
Randy Graham and Randyism. The thoughts of Randy Graham, we call those Randy Graham's Thoughts. Tuesdays and Thursdays around 8:20 in the morning, right here on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. News is coming up in 60 seconds.
Running a business isn't easy, and if you want to reach new customers, you've got to get your message out. Hi, I'm Don, and here are some marketing fast facts to help you grow your business. So, do you know which media dominates the marketplace? It's radio. Radio is the #1 mass reach media. 93% of the population listens to radio. Radio reaches more people than TV, Google, Facebook, Twitter, or Yellow Pages. Also, radio dominates in the car. Potential customers don't surf the internet, watch TV, or read it while driving. Radio reaches consumers as they travel to stores to make shopping decisions. You know, no other media can make that claim. And radio has the strongest ROI of any other media. Radio has an average ROI of $10 of incremental sales for every dollar spent. Your dollars work harder with radio. So, where do you start? Call us today and find out how radio can help grow your business.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
An 18-year-old suspect remains in the Fayette County Detention Center on a $1 million cash bond. Demetrius Griffin entered a not guilty plea on Monday to murder and felony assault charges stemming from Saturday's mass shooting in Lexington. Police confirm a 16-year-old teenager was killed and 4 others injured during the East End Days community gathering at Charles Young Park. The violent outbreak shattered Lexington's 192-day streak without a single homicide. Governor Andy Beshear condemned the tragedy, calling it a senseless act of violence that tears communities apart. And a state education leader is facing drunk driving charges in Montgomery County. Associate Commissioner Kelly Foster was arrested late last Thursday and bonded out Friday. Police report the state official attempted to evade charges by claiming to be a state board bigwig, and the Department of Education has declined to comment on the dispute. Also in Lexington, the Fayette County Board of Education has unanimously accepted the retirement of Superintendent Dr. Demetrius Liggins. Liggins submitted his retirement amid scrutiny after being placed on paid administrative leave during an investigation into unreported budget woes. He retired without a payout amid an exit statement accusing the school board of fraud and waste. In Hardin County, deputies have recovered 7 stolen vehicles with the help from the region's new Flock license plate readers. Police say the vehicles were taken from a Lexington dealership to a Radcliffe nonprofit. Elizabethtown Police Chief Jeremy Thompson is defending the system, noting audits and a 30-day data retention policy guarantee responsible use. And in Bullitt County, a Shepherdsville man has been sentenced to 9 years in federal prison for an international fraud scam. Prosecutors say 59-year-old Stacey Allen Taylor convinced more than 40 victims to invest in a fraudulent platform. The $23 million scheme robbed several individuals of their entire life savings. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Hello, this is James David Sperlin. The Sperlin family is proud to be the owner of Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home in Danville. Our pledge to you is to offer the same compassionate, caring service that Preston Pruitt established in 1880.
The Sperlin family has many years' experience taking care of families like yours with the finest and most affordable services available. They're located on South 4th Street in Danville. Call 859-236-4343, 236-4343.
Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home. Our family serving your family.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage business owners in Danville and Boyle County will be able to turn to experts to help them launch their ideas. The Entrepreneur Blueprint will launch on September the 18th, which will bring together experts in economic development, entrepreneurship, and business leadership to help participants build foundations for their new and growing ventures. Weekly sessions will be held at BCTC. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Lancaster Police Chief Ryan Hughes has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a July 17th single-vehicle crash in Somerset. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Hughes appeared in court and waived a formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea. A court scheduled the case for review here on August the 26th. The court also ordered Hughes' license suspended while the case is pending. Staying in Lancaster, they're asking community members to help recognize local veterans. The invitation extends both to veterans and families of veterans who would like their family members recognized. Those veterans chosen will be put on banners downtown for special display in the days leading up to Veterans Day. And news from the local parks and recreation scene. Let's start in Lancaster, where the Garrett Central Record reports that Kendra Adams has been named the new director of Lancaster Parks and Rec. Adams is familiar in the Lancaster and Garrett County Parks and Rec world, serving on the advisory board for the last 2 years. She also helped as a volunteer for the Lancaster soccer program and helps coach at Garrett County Middle School. And in Harrodsburg, the Harrodsburg-Mercer County Tourist Commission continues to fill open roles as they take over the operations of Anderson Dean Community Park. We told you weeks ago they've hired Chase Blaine to take over as the operations director at Anderson Dean. And now they've announced Sydney Barnett as the new assistant operations director. Barnett comes to Anderson Dean Park after serving as the volunteer outreach and education programs director for the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. She'll begin that role at Anderson Dean Park on October the 1st. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Thinking about buying a home, starting a business, or tackling a renovation? Whitaker Bank is here to help you make it happen. This is Ronald Howard. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Danville. We understand that every financial decision is personal. That's why we offer local expertise and reliable service. Let's find the right solution for you. Call me at 859-236-9822 today, and let's take the next step together. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Local high school football at Hometown Radio Network.
This is Gary True, voice of the Mercer County Football Titans. Listen to every game on WHBN.
This is Scott Bowen, voice of the Garrett County Golden Lions. Hear the games on Z105.
This is Gunnar Floyd, voice of the Danville Admirals. Listen to every Danville Admiral football game on WHIR.
This is Steve Bertram inviting you to join us for Boyle County High School football on Z105.
All games streamed live at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, Little Rayleigh Joe, appreciate that. Brought to you by our friends over at the Little Sign Shop and Morning Point in Danville, a state-of-the-art assisted living community, giving residents a better quality of life. Good information on Facebook at Morning Point of Danville. Point has an E on the end of the word. When you're looking that up, Morning Point of Danville. Mostly cloudy, becoming mostly sunny later on this afternoon. A high of 83 and a low tonight of 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 85. A low tomorrow night, 67. Thursday, rain showers, thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, and 83 is a high. It's 8:38 in the morning, 71 degrees. What is going on with Pimmy this morning?
Hi, I'm Pim the Stewart Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. If money wasn't an issue, what kind of wedding would you want? How do you want the guests to feel at your wedding? Can you picture the flowers? What are they? Roses? What about your gown? Do you like the drop waist look, or do you prefer the fresh and innocent look of puff sleeves and eyelet lace? Can you picture yourself in one of those sleek, contemporary gowns with the asymmetrical headpiece? This is the key. Don't limit your imagination. Look through bridal magazines and see if you begin to sense a feeling for your wedding. As you imagine your wedding, what kind of music do you hear? Violins, a harp, the magnificent strains of an organ, a gentle piano. When you walk into the reception on the arm of your new husband, what do you see on the buffet table? Jot down the yummy things you envision being served at your celebration meal. What colors do you see? You'll need to decide on a color scheme that will be carried throughout your wedding and reception. Where would you like to get married? Have you always wanted to write your own vows? Picture the wedding party. Beautiful you and your handsome groom. Picture it all. You can make things happen just by creating a positive image in your mind. So visualize perfection in every detail and your dreams will come true. My love note, when planning your wedding, let your dreams take over. It's all possible.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code ACT5.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
Hey, it's 8:41 in the morning. Happy to have you on the show. 859-238-9447. Hey, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have reportedly been advised to just disappear, like professionally disappear, after their latest business failed to salvage their reputation. They're not doing real well in the public eye.
Greetings, it is Prince Harry.
And Meghan Markle.
With our new line of jams and jellies. Nobody wants this. Yes, you spoke up and we listened.
You absolutely hated our old products, so we're making new products that really tell the story of how much you hate our products.
Does that make sense? Hope so. Yes, you'll absolutely hate our Nobody Wants This jam and jelly. You there, want some of our jam? It's snozzberry.
Ew, no, nobody wants this.
See, I knew it.
Nobody wants this jams and jellies, because when you think of Harry and Meghan, you think nobody wants this.
Order now.
Yeah, okay, let's see what's going on in Grub Gab, the world of food. You can unequivocally just eat it right here on the Joe Show. Let's do it. Sonic has just announced the release of the new Hot'em drink menu, featuring 4 new ice drinks to give fans an early taste of fall flavors. Here's the rundown. The blueberry pie made with Dr. Pepper. Wow, a summer pie-inspired soda. It features spiced Dr. Pepper, blueberry puree, sweet cream vanilla flavoring for a take on the real pie. Cherry pie made with Coke, featuring Coca-Cola, sweet cream cherry, and vanilla flavorings, and finished with a cherry on top. The harvest berry made with Sprite, lemon lime Sprite with cranberry and vanilla flavorings, and wild berry puree. And the cranberry orchard sweet tea, a combination of sweet tea iced with peach puree and cranberry flavor for a fall twist in a traditional sweet tea. The new Hot'em, like autumn but hot, Hot'em menu drops on August 24th, but the new drinks can only be ordered exclusively on the Sonic app. Twizzlers is bringing back a Halloween treat that was first introduced 2 years ago. Twizzlers Ghosts. They're bite-sized, cherry-flavored snacks decorated with little ghost faces designed to fit the holiday theme. Consumers have given positive feedback, including, quote, "These are some of the only Twizzlers I've had in like 20 years, and I absolutely love the cherry flavor and texture." A reviewer from the Hershey product page said, quote, "We ate the 2 bags in less than 3 days. Once you start, you can't stop because of how soft they are." The Twizzler Ghosts are packaged in resealable pouches that debuted last year. They're expected to begin appearing at major grocery stores in the coming weeks. See if we can give you one more here. There's not a whole lot of food news going on. Let me click back and see, I've given you the Domino's story already. There's not a Carl Jr.'s in the area either. There's another Carl Jr. story. Chipotle. Let's go Chipotle then. Chipotle is bringing back Chipotle IQ. It returns tomorrow through Thursday. More than $1 million in food rewards and prizes. Rewards members in the U.S. and Canada can play once each day for a shot at everything from BOGO entrees and free cilantro lime sauce to free queso blanco and rewards points. Since it's a trivia game, you may want to do a deep dive about Chipotle. The biggest score is that 53 players will also have a chance to win free burritos for a year. Chipotle IQ returns tomorrow. Sonic debuts its new Hot'em drink lineup. And Twizzlers bringing back fan favorite Twizzlers Ghosts for a limited time. Grub Gab, you know you can always just eat it on the Joe Show. It's 8:45 in the morning. We see what's gone on this date. Rock and roll, pop, R&B music history coming your way next. What is it that makes parents continue
Danville Christian Academy for their kids' education.
Hi, my name is Amy. What I love most about DCA is that my children can go to school and worship God each and every single day.
Hello, my name is Jenna, and what I love most about DCA is that my kids are learning their true identity in Christ.
Hi, my name is Brittany, and I love DCA because my kids get a quality education that is Christ-centered.
You can find out firsthand why parents are choosing Danville Christian Academy. Enrolling now for preschool through 12th grade.
Come visit your local R&F shop this August for some exciting new deals. For a limited time only, get a buy one, get one free oil change starting at $55 or buy one, get one free car brake pads starting at $70. Offer valid on equal or less value. Prices may vary based on the make and model of your vehicle and services provided. Taxes and fees may apply. You can also get a free inspection with your oil change and more deals all for the month of August. So come on and see your R&F shop located on South Danville Bypass for some of these amazing August deals.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Move over, SEC. The Big Ten has taken over the AP poll. Ohio State is the AP's preseason #1 team in college football. Defending national champ Indiana is ranked 6th. Louisville comes in at number 24. The top 5 teams are Ohio State 1st, Oregon 2nd, Georgia 3rd, Notre Dame 4th, and Texas 5th. Other SEC schools in the top 25 are Texas A&M 8th, Ole Miss 9th, Oklahoma 10th, LSU 11th, Alabama 13th, Tennessee 20th, and Missouri 25th. As far as #1 in the balloting, the SEC did not get a single nod. The Big Ten received 62 total, 40 for the Buckeyes. Notre Dame had 6, and Miami had 1 for the 69 who voted. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Cincinnati and St. Louis split a doubleheader. The Cardinals won the opener 2-1. The Reds took the nightcap 6-5 in 10 innings. Twins topped the Braves 4-2. The Cubs rallied past the White Sox 7-5 in 10 innings. It was the Tigers 8, Pirates 5, and the Dodgers 11, Rockies 5. Also winning Monday were the Mets, Phillies, Rays, Red Sox, and Royals. Southeastern Baseball from Lexington has won the Cal Ripken 10-and-under World Series. Southeastern won 5-4 in walk-off style in the bottom of the 6th. We've lost a couple of sports legends recently. Left-hander Tommy John, for whom the UCL ligament replacement surgery is named, passed away at the age of 83. Ex-Kentucky basketball assistant coach Joe Dean Jr. died Sunday at the age of 71. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, Milwaukee was trading at 9% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $1,000 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it's legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. Call Term Busters for a quote, 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class, exam required to qualify. For details, call 1-800-908-7636. Paid for by Robert Livinger, Insurance Agent.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, Riley Joe, thank you for that. Brought to you by our friends. They're hanging out over at Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville. Convenient stay-in-your-car drive-thru. Complete diabetes shop. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and Saturday, 9 to 5. Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville, behind Cracker Barrel. Mostly cloudy, becoming mostly sunny. A high of 83, low tonight 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 85, a low tomorrow night 67. Thursday, mostly cloudy, 83 is the high. Friday, mostly sunny, 84 is the high. It's 8:50 in the morning. It's 71 degrees. Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of August, as we take a look at what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this date in 1953, where this artist was born. His name is Marvin Isley. Yeah.
You know you make me wanna
Now, the Isley Brothers, Marvin Isley, first came to prominence in 1959 with their fourth single, Shout, and then the 1962 hit, you had a little twist to it, this Twist and Shout. The Isley Brothers also scored the hits This Old Heart of Mine, Summer Breeze, and Harvest for the World. 16 of their albums charted in the top 40. Marvin Isley died in 2010. Complications of diabetes. Marvin Isley would have been 73 years old today. Marvin Isley would have been 73 years old today. On this day, 1962, this drummer made his debut with a band called The Beatles. Yeah. Ringo Starr, on this date, 1962, 64 years ago, his first ever time drumming with The Beatles.
I'd like to be under the sea.
And the rest is history. They had a 2-hour rehearsal in preparation of their show that evening at the Horticultural Society Dance, Birkenhead, England. It was the first appearance of the Beatles as the world would come to know them. John, Paul, George, and now Ringo.
I'd ask my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade.
There it is. On this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history in the year 1973, this artist scored her second U.S. #1 single with this one. Yeah, Diana Ross embarked on a solo career at that point. The song marked a turning point in her career, coming immediately after her Academy Award nomination for Best Actress in her acting debut, Lady Sings the Blues. On this day, 1973, Diana Ross, Touch Me in the Morning.
To tell me that you've given all you had to give. I can understand you're feeling that way. Everybody's got their life to live.
And it was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B, 1979. This R&B band went #1 on the U.S. charts on this date, 1979, 47 years ago. Chic with their song Good Times, the first single from their third album called Risque. Written and produced by Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers, Good Times has become one of the most sampled songs in music history, most notably in hip-hop music. On this date, 1979, Chic and Good Times went #1. There it is. Chic. Diana Ross. Ringo Starr. And who was the last one? I cannot remember. Marvin Isley. There it is. And this date, rock and roll, pop, and R&B have made their mark.
Danville's famous recipes been serving Central Kentucky with the best chicken since 1972. Enjoy your money-saving $6 meal. Choose from 2 famous strips or 2 pieces of our famous golden fried chicken, your favorite side, homestyle buttermilk biscuit, and drink, all at just $6. Or grab the 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece family meal with large shareable sides and a buttermilk biscuit. Call for expert caterers at 859-236-8777. It's Danville's famous recipe Southport that's not just chicken, it's tradition.
Discover the power of radio. If you're a business owner and you want to reach new customers, you should consider radio. There are always new customers out there, whether it's from new families moving into the area, changing income levels, lifestyles, or buying habits. To reach that new business, first, they need to know you're there. Discover the power of radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net.
All right, 8:56 in the morning. Have you seen those little free libraries that pop up? We have a couple of them here in the Danville area. A handful of them. Little free libraries. They pop up every now and then in neighborhoods, and we've got our fair share. And they seem like they're supposed to be filled with kids' books to inspire young readers. But they're oftentimes filled with like the Da Vinci Code or something about John Grisham or Stephen King or something like that. Well, this is a fascinating new spin on that. There are now free blockbusters popping up, complete with a blue and yellow design that are meant to hold physical media to share, like VHS and DVDs and Blu-rays. So anybody who's listening to us in Danville, who's behind the free little libraries, the next project, it's gearing up, free blockbusters. The first one was made a few years ago by a former Blockbuster employee and VHS collector living in California, and it was just an old LA Times newspaper dispenser that was painted with Blockbuster logos and art. So the old newspaper dispensers, you could just open it up and grab a DVD. Now, they're starting to get more popular. Dozens of them are across the United States, and there's even a website where you can start your own. So you can get the designs, how do you do this, the template, and all of that. It costs $420 for them to send you a pre-painted newspaper dispenser. Those aren't necessary, though. You can make your own out of anything that you want, and the website has stencils to help you out. If you do end up opening your own free Blockbuster location, let them know, and then they add the address onto their shared map on this website. For the record, the website says Blockbuster LLC seems cool with them renting their likeness for these free libraries. Again, we've seen the little free libraries that are popping up. What about little blockbusters? Those are now becoming popular. Dozens of them sprouting up, so to say, across the country. We'll see how long it takes before Danville gets their first one. A free little blockbuster, just like a free little library. Just able to rent or check out DVDs or movies or VHS tapes for free. Hey, Iowa's Little League World Series team is making headlines. There's been a lot of controversy, which checks out, because in the sport of Little League kids baseball, there's always controversy, whether it be travel ball, Little League, whatever it is. Some adult somewhere is ruining it. And now Iowa's Little League team is being accused of stealing signs, which is part of baseball. The Little League World Series, Iowa's team stealing signs.
Coming up, it's the Little League World Series.
And coming up to the plate, we have Braylon, who was busted stealing the opposing pitcher's signs, just like his favorite MLB player.
The stars of tomorrow emulating the Major League stars of today.
And on the mound, it's Brixton, who has been caught using performance-enhancing drugs. Yes, his mom has been putting HGH in his apple juice every day.
It's the Little League World Series.
And in the outfield, we have Braley and Blackstrom and Moxon, who have all been suspended from school, but they're being allowed to play anyway because sports are way more important than education. Way to go, fellas.
Don't miss it.
AM 1230 and now on FM 103.9. WHIR Danville. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says Iran should raise the white flag of surrender. More from Mark Mayfield.
He made the comment to Fox News Monday morning as the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran was set to expire. The deal was reached in June and aimed to put a pause on fighting as well as reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Trump warned the U.S. will heavily bomb Oman if it gets in the way of the U.S. reopening the critical waterway. Traffic through the strait remains well below pre-war levels.
3 states are holding primaries today, while California holds a special U.S. House election. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Races for the House, Senate, and for governor are being held in Alaska, Wyoming, and Florida, where a crowded field of GOP candidates hopes to replace term-limited Governor Ron DeSantis. Several Democrats are also in the running. In California, 2 Democrats emerged from the June primary, vying to serve out the remainder of former Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell's term. Swalwell resigned after he was accused of sexual assault. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Fans are reacting to the death of actress Panettiere, who was found unresponsive inside a Greenville, South Carolina apartment on Sunday. Greenville resident Trip Ross says he remembers Panettiere's giant personality.
As young as she was and small as she was, she still had a very poppy personality, and she just seemed like a very, just a cool kid to be around, with a lot of spunk.
The Greenville County Coroner's Office says a preliminary autopsy found no signs of trauma that contributed to the 36-year-old's death. The cause and manner of death remain under investigation. Panettiere was known for her roles in the television series Heroes in Nashville and began her acting career as a child. The Lindsay Clancy murder trial will continue today. Lawyers for the Massachusetts woman charged with murdering her 3 young children started calling her family members to the stand after the prosecution rested its case on Monday. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Genesis Diamonds' epic engagement ring event is coming. Mark your calendar, August 28th, 29th, and 30th at Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza. For 1 weekend only, experience the complete collections of the world's most sought-after bridal designers, Verragio and Tacori, exclusively at Genesis Diamonds. During this event, explore the entire Verragio collection, including hundreds of the latest styles, and save up to $5,000 on your engagement ring. Every Verragio ring is handcrafted by true artisans with unmatched attention to detail. If every ring you've seen is starting to look the same, you're shopping in the wrong place. We're also bringing in a fresh selection of GIA certified diamonds in every shape and size direct from the cutters, so you can create your perfect ring from the ground up. Enjoy special event incentives, 0% interest financing, and up to $5,000 in savings, but only next weekend. Genesis Diamonds, August 28th, 29th, and 30th, Shelbyville Road Plaza. Don't just find a ring, find the one.
No one has reported hurt following a frightening incident at a Chicago airport. More from Ryan Chandler.
An emergency on the tarmac at Chicago O'Hare. Fire trucks rushing to this American Airlines jet after the FAA says the crew reported 2 blown tires upon landing.
It happened on Monday. The airline says passengers were safely transported to the terminal by bus. Then, just hours later, a United Airlines flight from Omaha, Nebraska received tire damage while arriving at O'Hare. No injuries were reported in the incidents, which reportedly happened at different parts of the airport. The FAA is investigating. Comedian Rosie O'Donnell made veiled swipes at President Trump last night as guest host on Jimmy Kimmel Live. O'Donnell, who moved to Ireland after Trump's 2024 election win, said she decided to go to a place where people are driven to drink regardless of who's running their country.
If you thought the president hated Jimmy Kimmel Live when it was hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, buckle up, people, buckle up.
She actually never mentioned Trump by name and mostly just talked about enjoying life in Ireland. At the end of her monologue, she added, "You know, right now he's in the White House crying because I haven't mentioned him." New York City Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez could be gearing up to run for president ahead of the 2028 election. More from Natalie Migliore.
Recent articles suspect AOC, a Democrat, and Marco Rubio, a Republican, are taking an influencer-like approach to connect with audiences. AOC even videoed herself taking shots in preparation to freeze her eggs and allowed her breakup with her fiance to take center stage.
I think she's the whole package. She's young. She is open-minded.
If she got elected, oh God, it would be chaos.
It comes after a recent survey from the University of New Hampshire shows in a hypothetical race, AOC has 22% of the vote among likely Democratic voters.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
We've often used the example of Nancy Pelosi. She lives in this very expensive, multi-million-dollar mansion in this prestigious part of San Francisco. And about a mile away is one of these open-air drug dens where people are defecating on the streets. And then on about a mile on the other side of this drug den, this hellhole where people are openly shooting up, defecating in the streets, urinating in the streets, and all this is her office. So here she lives in this very wealthy neighborhood, gated community, of course, because they want to be protected from those lunatics in case they walk by. They can't get in. And I'm sure there's top-notch security for her and her neighbors.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
For generations, American retirement relied on a stable three-legged stool. Now, that's pension, Social Security, personal savings. Now, to be honest, that stool kind of looks to be broken. If you are near retirement age, relying solely on paper assets could possibly put your lifestyle at risk. I put a portion of my portfolio into physical gold and silver, and you know what? It's a time-tested way for me and helped me to fortify a lot of the money that I was trying to save when I finally was able to save money. Now I only go to one gold company. It's Goldco. They're also our partners, but I'm also a customer, and they can show you how to get properly diversified just like they have helped me. They will offer you their free gold and silver kit today to see where you stand. Then look into their special offer where you can get up to an extra 10% in free silver just for getting started. Goldco, the real deal. Don't wait. Call now, 855-815-GOLD, 855-815-GOLD.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, Milwaukee was trading at 9% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $1,000 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it's legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. Call Term Busters for a quote, 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class, exam required to qualify. For details, call 1-800-908-7636. Paid for by Robert Livinger, Insurance Agent.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage business owners in Danville and Boyle County will be able to turn to experts to help them launch their ideas. The Entrepreneur Blueprint will launch on September the 18th, which will bring together experts in economic development, entrepreneurship, and business leadership to help participants build foundations for their new and growing ventures. Weekly sessions will be held at BCTC. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Lancaster Police Chief Ryan Hughes has pled not guilty to charges stemming from a July 17th single vehicle crash in Somerset. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Hughes appeared in court and waived a formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea. A court scheduled the case for review here on August the 26th. The court also ordered Hughes' license suspended while the case is pending. Staying in Lancaster, they're asking community members to help recognize local veterans. The invitation extends both to veterans and families of veterans who would like their family members recognized. Those veterans chosen will be put on banners downtown for special display in the days leading up to Veterans Day. And news from the local parks and recreation scene. Let's start in Lancaster, where the Garrett Central Record reports that Kendra Adams has been named the new director of Lancaster Parks and Rec. Adams is familiar in the Lancaster and Garrett County Parks and Rec world, serving on the advisory board for the last 2 years. She also helped as a volunteer for the Lancaster soccer program and helps coach at Garrett County Middle School. And in Harrodsburg, the Harrodsburg Mercer County Tourist Commission continues to fill open roles as they take over the operations of Anderson Dean Community Park. We told you weeks ago they've hired Chase Blaine to take over as the operations director at Anderson Dean. And now they've announced Sydney Barnett as the new assistant operations director. Barnett comes to Anderson Dean Park after serving as the volunteer outreach and education programs director for the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. She'll begin that role at Anderson Dean Park on October the 1st. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
All right, Little Riley Joe, thank you for that. Brought to you by our friends that are hanging out over at Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville. Convenience, stay in your car, drive-through, complete diabetes shop, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 5. Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville behind Cracker Barrel. All right, you're going to get sunshine later on this afternoon. 83 is the high, 64 is the low. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 85. A low tomorrow night of 67. Thursday, rain showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, a high of 83. Friday, mostly sunny and 84 is the high. Right now, it's 9:11 in the morning. It is 71 degrees, and every time Dusty comes in studio, I'm reminded that the headphones have a short in it.
Yeah, and I haven't. I should have came early today. I probably had a little bit of time, or I could take apart the headphones and see if I can.
Fix it.
Yeah,
that seems like a lot of work.
Well,
you just buy new headphones.
Well,
I mean, that's on us, but like,
right.
I don't ever use. I don't ever use.
I wasn't going to comment on that. Though. I was like, well, that's that's.
I don't ever use those headphones, so it's no problem of mine. I don't ever think about it.
And probably a lot of people don't even care that it's only coming in one ear.
Yeah.
Right. And then, but it's like where it just cuts in and out.
That's annoying.
And I'm just very audio distracted, I guess.
Yeah.
given what I do, and then just the type of person
I would be
I
distracted.
am.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, those were at one point my headphones, and they started going out.
And then you switched.
So I switched them
You said
with the guest headphones because who's on the air on the Joe Show the most? Joe. So I'm going to have the headphones that work.
All these people on this autograph board?
All the autographs, yeah. Dusty, yesterday was our first coaches show of the high school football season at Dairy Queen in Harrodsburg.
Okay.
And Jack has football practice Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be at his practices on Mondays now because I'm hosting the coaches show. But that's fine. I'm not a coach.
Sure. Yeah.
I just am out there watching.
But you're the host, yeah.
I mean, like.
For his practice.
For his practices.
Yeah. But I'm sure you help out and stuff.
No, I don't coach at all.
Oh, okay.
I just sit on the side and watch. I'm not
Do you
involved
yell
in
at
football.
him?
No, it's not my job.
Okay. There you go.
So
you're the good parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is like one of the first practices that I'm not at this year. I enjoy going and watching practice.
Right.
I enjoy watching not just my kid, but all the kids in his team learning this sport of football.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's on a team with a lot of his friends, so I'm sitting there with his friends' parents, and we're all hanging out talking. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be there yesterday, and I won't be there any Monday now because of Coach's show. So one of the first practices I'm not at of the year, Rebecca texted me at 7:15. I think Jack broke his arm. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me.
What was he doing? He's acting out.
Of course.
Acting up. His dad's not there.
The practice that I'm not. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he broke his arm acting up, but I'm thinking, how could it happen?
Right.
The first practice I'm not at is the one that he breaks his arm.
Well, did he?
So I'm like, well, what's going on, Rebecca? Like, I'm driving back from Harrodsburg. She's like, well, he's standing there on the sideline just holding a bag of ice on his elbow. And I'm like, and so I'm just like, is he actually hurt? I'm sure his arm is hurt.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm debating.
Right.
But is he hurt enough to where he should be standing there holding ice on his arm? I don't know. I'm not there to assess the situation. I'm just told my son has a broken arm.
Also, props to the practice, because I'm like, if something happened with the soccer practice, I don't know where I would get ice.
Yeah, they had ice.
Right?
He was standing with ice on his arm, and he was on the side. So they had put him off. They knew that he was hurt. At least hurt enough to not be practicing. Right. So Rebecca picks him up from practice. He's still there through 7:30. He's just standing on the sideline. Rebecca picks him up.
What?
And
tough.
And he has like a bump on his elbow.
A contusion?
It looked like a bone is out of place.
Ooh.
So we're like, Rebecca's like, Joe, I'm the mom, and I'm usually right about these things. His arm's broken. Yep. And I'm like, okay, you are usually right about these things.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out hope that it's not.
Right.
But, okay, let's take him to get an x-ray.
Oh, fun.
So we take him last night to get an x-ray.
Of course, it's about 8 o'clock now?
It is 8 o'clock at night. And I give all the props to Ephraim McDowell yesterday, in and out in about an hour.
Oh, well, very good.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
As awesome as an ER visit can be. It's not
Right,
awesome because my son maybe has a broken arm. They do the x-rays. Everything's fine.
Oh, that's good.
He does not
That's
have
good.
a broken arm.
It's not like dislocated.
It's not dislocated or anything. It's just like, so he got bruised right above his elbow. So his elbow, the bone is there, and then it looks like another bone sticking out, but it's just swollen from being bruised.
Okay. Well, that's good news.
So, but we're walking back to the ER, to the room, so they can read us the x-ray and tell us what the x-ray says. And as we're walking back, the emergency room sounds like a haunted house. I don't know how else to describe it. And the reason I'm telling this story is because I salute everybody who works in the ER.
It's a different,
It is a different world.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I'm talking about. We're walking down the hallway to go to an ER room. Me, Rebecca, and our 9-year-old son who's holding his limp arm.
Right.
And all we hear is,
Yeah,
just
just
like you
screams.
could tell me that we're in the underworld right now.
It's starting to feel a little hotter.
And I'll be like, well, it's checking out. Maybe it's not as hot as I
Yeah.
thought, but this sounds like a place of suffering.
Sure.
And so, like, just screams and don't do that. I'm just like, oh, I'm afraid Jack is going to have a panic attack. Like, here he is, 9 years old.
Yeah.
He's hearing all these noises. What are they going to do to me when I get in this room
That's
back
exactly
here?
it. Yeah.
And so then we're leaving the ER after they tell us what the x-rays say. The x-rays are good. And there's a younger guy who was like having some chest pains, and he just like screams out an expletive as we are walking down the hallway with a 9-year-old boy. And one of the ER nurses got on and was like, hey, watch your mouth. There's kids here.
Nice.
And I wanted to salute her. And she was like a young girl, like
Right.
younger than us. She was
Right.
probably upper 20s.
Sure.
Low 30s. Like she was like not dealing with the nonsense.
Yeah, well, that's the type of people that has to be
And
there.
so
Like,
I
they
got to
don't-
salute the ER workers.
They don't deal with nonsense at all.
Yeah, like there
They
is
have no
no
time for it.
telling.
Yeah.
What it's almost like, like we say this about law enforcement too, and it's so true. There's no telling what a call is going to be for law enforcement on a day-to-day basis. You could go to a domestic situation, which are always seemingly awful, or a car wreck, or a break-in, or
a birth of a child.
And
Yeah.
like you never know.
You never know.
Same thing with the emergency room, except they don't call you necessarily. You're an ER nurse.
you just show up.
They show up.
Yeah.
Kid with a broken arm, check. Guy spazzing out on drugs, check.
Yep.
It's this person screaming, like you never know.
Right.
And so it was, I salute them. They did really good yesterday at Ephraim ER, so salute to them.
No, those
and
people
the
need
ER
to,
yesterday.
they don't get paid enough for what they do.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And it's like every day, because it's like, you and I, we have nice jobs where we just get to deal with like just, I don't want to say nonsense, but it's like if we don't show up or nothing happens, then the world continues.
The world continues
right?
and carries on.
But if your ER people, like if they don't show up, then it's bad news for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to work in the X-ray room.
Okay.
Because they took Jack back in the X-ray room, right across the hall from one of the back entrances to the ER. Totally different world. You wouldn't think you're even in the same country.
In the same,
in the same building,
Yeah,
much less the same country. Because in one room across the hall, screaming and yelling and people, and then in the other room, it's like, hey, turn your elbow 90 degrees to the left.
I always like how I say, "Oh, it's safe, you'll be fine," and then they get behind like a blast door.
Yeah, you stand back here, put on all of this metal on top of your body just in case these X-rays are going to go shot off somewhere else.
But it's safe. It's safe.
But
now they got it to where it's like they can. It's almost like a mobile X-ray unit. I think that's what they used for my hand whenever I broke my hand.
Yeah. So Rebecca was not there to begin with. She took Rayleigh and True at home.
Well, that's
and
what
my mom came
yeah.
and watched them, and she came. She's like, "Are they going to X-ray his hand or his elbow out in the lobby?" And I said, "I don't think so."
No, well, that's what. Well,
I guess they have, but they didn't do that for Jack. But they do have mobile X-ray.
But I think it was just like the positioning of it. So like a hand is fine, but maybe an elbow is a little hard to get. Or it could be the fact that he's also 9, right?
Yeah, but he was fine.
That's
the
good.
elbow is intact.
Is it
We've
all,
got ourselves
is
one
it
heck
all,
of an
like,
elbow here.
Bruised and everything this morning?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him this morning.
Okay. I was like, does it look pretty gnarly? Is he gonna have a cool story to tell the kids? Like,
I asked Rebecca how his elbow was, and she said he's doing fine, which is good to hear. The coach texted me last night, was like, "Hey, how's Jack doing?"
Nice
so he
too,
wanted to make sure everything was okay. So.
Did he just like? He probably just landed on it or landed on it.
I don't know. I mean, like I wasn't there, and the way he describes it is somebody hit him.
Oh, well, yeah.
it's football.
Yeah,
that's
that
kind of
helmet,
the name of the game.
That helmet, if it hits right there like that, that would.
And I didn't want to seem like the dad.
Yeah, tough it out. Rub some dirt on it.
But on the opposite side, my poor baby hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go get his X-ray. Let's go get his arm. Because to me, I was like, you know what? I think it's just bruised, but it looks so weird.
Yeah, sure.
With that bump sticking out, then I'm like, we got to at least check it, because if it is broken.
And it's better to be cautious, right, at that point.
But you don't want to be overly cautious. I didn't want to be the dad. It's like, oh, my baby got bruised. We're taking him for an X-ray.
Well, I think you and I are sort of in the same boat, I guess, is how I would phrase it. But it's like you have the wife or the mom that is concerned and feels the way that they feel, and then we have to balance that out. Because if you're both panicking, or if you're both like, oh no,
then you probably do overreact to everything, and you do go above and beyond for injury, so to say.
Exactly. Or it even affects the kid, where if it's like, because you know how if whenever they were tiny, and if they hit their head, you could just be like, oh, you're fine. But if you went oh, my precious,
they'd start crying.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And so I think that still happens. And so it's you have to have that good balance where it's they can look to their mom and they get the loving, the caring, and they look to the other parent and they're just you're just hey, we got to get this done, guy. You're fine, but we just want to check it out.
Yeah.
Right.
So shout out, Ephraim. Y'all did a great job yesterday. And I do not know how those ER nurses and personnel
I don't know either.
Deal with it. I don't.
And they also listen to the police scanners and stuff, so that way they kind of know.
They kind of know what's coming in.
Yeah.
Jack was he said to the ER nurse, he said, if I'm here until midnight and I got to get up and go to school tomorrow, I'm going to crash out.
Yeah, crash out. That's what the kids are saying these days. I'm just going to crash out.
She just started laughing. Yeah. She started laughing real hard. They said, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you've ever felt, how does it feel? He said, about an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
I was like, man, that's a pretty hefty rating that you just gave it. He said, yeah, but it hurts. I don't think that they understand how close to 10 9 is. It's right next to it. If 10 is the worst imaginable pain you can ever feel, then 9 is just a notch below the worst imaginable pain you can ever feel.
But he's also only experienced 9 years of pain. So it's at what point has he experienced anything?
So what would be a 10 for him in his life?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
probably when he broke his arm the first time, falling off the monkey bars.
See? Yeah.
That would be the 10.
See, it's I broke my hand, and then I've also chainsawed my leg. And each time they were like, well, how much pain are you in? And I'm like, it's not that bad.
I remember you chainsawing your leg. That was quite the story.
Still got the cool scar.
Yeah, that was, all right.
I thought about getting a tattoo of just a chainsaw motor and then make the scar the blade of the chainsaw.
Ooh.
Right?
That's neat.
Yeah, I thought that would be pretty cool.
Did you hear about the woman who's like a congresswoman from South Carolina?
Oh.
She had no tattoos, and over the last couple years, now she has 9 tattoos. She just tatted herself up.
Well, apparently they are addictive. You start it, and
that's
then,
proof right
and
there.
then you just keep going. But she said, what, my ink's permanent, but your freedom is not, I think was her quote.
Yeah. She's Republican, right?
Yeah.
She just tatted up.
Yeah.
Now, so.
I mean, I don't know what they are, though, or where they are.
I think there are a bunch. They were talking about it on KSR yesterday. There are a bunch of random stuff. There's an eagle, and there's it's not
weird,
a little heart with mom inside of it. These are full-fledged
sleeves of freedom.
Freedom and eagles.
Does she have a Trump
and
tattoo?
Skull and bones. I don't know if she has a Trump tattoo.
We talked about the other day at church. We're getting the Calvary logo just tattooed on somebody's chest. Right.
Pull your shirt open. Calvary Baptist Church, Waveland Avenue, Danville. All right, what do you got going on in music, Dusty?
Let's see. You got a bunch of stuff going on, and it's hopefully going to be a lot cooler. I mowed my lawn the other day, Saturday, after my kids' game got canceled because of the heat.
Oh,
right?
It was awful Saturday.
Yeah, it was oppressive. However, I found my vest that I purchased offline. That it's you stuff ice packs in it.
Oh, keeps you cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I did that. There's 4 ice packs in the back, 2 ice packs in the front, and I set on my mower, and it was
so
great.
Obviously you wear a shirt underneath the vest. You don't want that ice directly on your skin. But it's still sitting in a pouch. But did it keep you cool?
Oh yeah.
Did it make you too cold?
No.
In those spots?
It was
perfect.
It was perfect.
It was the perfect amount of ice pack.
Yes, it was great. And at a certain point, it gets it's not as hard, so it gets kind of jelly or whatever, right? And then it's a cool cushion. I mean, I looked weird, because it's a bright blue vest, and
yeah, but you live kind of secluded a little bit.
A little bit.
No one's looking at you while you mow your yard.
Right, except for Robert, who mows his yard, and then that's why I have to mow my yard, because after your neighbor mows their yard, your yard looks so much worse.
Yeah, I've kind of become that neighbor now. mowing my yard first because I only have a certain amount of specific days and
Oh,
hours.
sure.
And I
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
take advantage of
Yep,
those. So usually
absolutely.
I'm the first one that mows because this is the time and date I got to do it.
Well, at what point are you going to start paying Jack to mow it?
You know, he tried to mow a couple of strips a couple of weeks ago.
Well, you have that self-propelled one now,
We got
too,
the self-propelled
right?
push mower, and he made it through like 3 or 4 strips, and he's like, I'm done. I'm tired. And so
You
I
got
do
to
the
finish the job.
got to do
so-
the rest
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Check this out. A couple days later, he's like, Dad, when am I going to get my $5? I'm like, $5 from what? He said, from mowing the
Yeah.
yard.
It's like you didn't do
So-
the whole thing.
Yeah, dude, you did like 3 strips. I did the rest of
Yeah.
it. You were out there for 15 minutes. I was out there for an hour and 45 minutes. I'm not paying you $5 for 15 minutes of work.
Right, yeah.
15, 30, 45. See, that's $20 an hour.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, he's making good money then.
I don't even think he was out there 15 minutes.
Right.
But no, he's going to learn. He's going to have to start, and it's not going to be paid. It's not going to be paid.
No,
you got to work to live in this house.
My kid was like, Lucas, he said, hey, can you pay me more for mowing? And I was like, yeah. I was like, because we pay him $20 because we have a pretty large yard.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal, though.
Yeah, but I said, I'll pay you $25, but then you have to put gas in it. And he was like, no,
I
no,
think
that
I
won't
will.
work.
No,
Yeah,
let's do it with the
So,
20. Yeah. Now we're gonna start. Jack wants money, so we're gonna start paying him to do some of the chores. Right?
exactly.
You wanna
Oh,
teach
yeah.
him. You work for money. You save
Right.
some. You spend
And-
some. You know.
And
like-
I'm glad you didn't give it to him, even though he went out there and spent like 15 minutes. Because like, no, man, you got to complete the job. Like that's the name of it. Like I can't install half a sound system and be like, yeah, pay me.
I think it'd be easier if I just had him do like the front yard flatter, because the backyard is big and hilly. But maybe like we pay him $10 to do the front yard or $15 to do the front yard, because it just takes so long to mow with this push self-propelled mower in the back and the front, and you got to trim. Or
I mean, what else? What are they missing out on? Fortnite? Come on.
Yeah.
Did your kid play much Fortnite?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No, we don't have. I don't have Xbox Game Pass anymore. I unsubscribed.
Okay.
I don't have online play anymore.
Yeah.
I was wasting $25 a month.
Well,
or
he has a
whatever it
Switch
was.
though, doesn't he?
He does have a Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can download it for Switch.
Yeah.
But don't tell Jack that, I guess.
No,
Sorry.
we had it. We deleted it. Fortnite. I actually had this conversation with another dad whose kid is in the football team. Fortnite changes kids.
Yeah. No,
to
we're-
where they don't think about anything else
Yep.
but playing Fortnite.
That's what we're.
And it's
That's what we're struggling with right
It's the
now.
same thing.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
not just a Jack issue.
No.
Kids that like screens, some kids do, some kids don't, but kids that like screens, when they find that game, and Fortnite is like that game for a lot of them.
Well, and it's no longer just a single game, because like whenever you and I were to be like, oh, we're playing a game, it's a game. Like
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite is a platform now that you could play different types of games on.
Yeah.
However, the one thing that I'm struggling with is that it's like he has like friends on it. Like he has friends from school
So
that
it's
we
like a
know
social
of.
thing
Yes.
for them.
And
Mhm.
we've added it because there's only like a certain way you can add. So their parental controls are pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's like no, they like type like they're on, the other kids are on, so they're playing, they're like chatting, having fun, laughing and carrying on. But you're right, like we had to be like, hey, you got to come home, you got to do this, this, and this before this gets done. Like you got to do all this stuff before you can get on that game. And granted, the stuff is getting done, but they're like, we only get so much time now because we have bedtime.
And it reminds me a lot of Toy Story 5. Have you seen Toy Story 5?
Not yet.
They got to get the girl the lily pad because everybody has lily pads. That's
yeah.
the device, so
Yeah.
she can make connections on the device and not in real life.
Well, I mean, well,
that's Toy Story 5.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Well, at least the kids are at school, right? Like, he has friends there. So, but where you can be social and you can go meet people.
Concerts!
Is that live music at concerts, absolutely. And you'll meet a ton of people, a lot of good people as well. Just no matter what concert you go to, it'll be good. Tommy Emmanuel, right? Tommy Emmanuel will be at the Grand Theater in Frankfurt. That is the 19th, which is tomorrow. If you want to go check that out, so it's a Wednesday night. Normick will be at the Whirling Tiger. If you want to go check him out, Coda the Friend will be at Headliners Music Hall. Pink Shift will be at Zanzibar. This is all happening on the 19th. Optics and Design will be at Camp Spaceman. Pollyanna and it's BLVCK. There's no vowels in it.
BLVCK?
Yeah.
What's the first word?
BLVCK.
Oh, I thought you said Pollyanna.
Pollyanna is a different band. This is
BLVCK?
Yeah.
I would say it's black.
That's what I would say too.
They
right?
just like are doing the design different.
Okay.
The A is a V and there's no line.
I would agree. So Black Hippie is the name of the band. They're going to be at Zanzibar along with Pollyanna. Modern System, which I was going to play Modern System, but all of their songs have an E for explicit.
Yeah,
so,
we don't want that.
Yeah, but they do sound good, and I think people would enjoy them, but they're going to be at the Fish Tank.
See, that's where the E in video game ratings is different from the E in music.
Yes.
E in video game ratings for everyone.
E in music, explicit.
Not for everyone.
Not for
That's
everyone.
like reminds me of the Office episode where Michael Scott says, I've got everything color-coded for my clients. Green means go. Ahead and don't talk about that. And then Dwight takes his client board and is talking with the people thinking green means go and talk about. Go ahead and don't talk about it. Red means stop what you're doing and talk about that topic.
That's terrible. That's funny. Cloak will be at Magnolia Bar in Louisville. Them Lasses will be at the Lexington Scottish Rite Bodies. Yeah, I'm reading that correct. Okay. Them Lasses will be there. I don't think any of them are Scottish. They could have Scottish heritage. One of them looks like there's redhead, so that's fine. Kentucky State Fair is going on as well, and they're going to have J.D. Shelburne there, along with Cooper Allen and Savannah Dean Reeves. And that is happening on the 20th. So if you want to go check them out, that'd be good. G-U-D, Groove.
Good Groove.
Good Groove.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I can hardly read, and these people are spelling it.
And they're
weird.
putting upside down letters and vowels.
Exactly. Italicizes and tildes, I think is what they're called, right?
Yeah, the tildes.
The tildes. Travis Tritt is coming to the Corbin Arena. So here's a quarter and call somebody who cares. Somebody online was like, we should study 1990s Travis Tritt swag because he definitely
he has some good stuff in the 90s.
And I don't know how old this picture is, but he does not look like he aged. Like the only way I could tell he aged in his picture is that he has a little gray in his beard like I do. But that's it. Which I guess he was kind of young whenever he was.
When he broke through?
Yeah, when he broke through. So I don't know how old Travis Tritt is, but he's going to be at the Corbin Arena, so that's a good one. And then the person we are previewing is Dusty Bowe, no relation. And it's no, I'm not going out at night as Dusty Bowe because it could totally be like this is your
alter ego. Duke
right?
Silver on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, or Chris Gaines. Yeah.
Dusty Bowe.
Dusty Bowe.
And you show up and there's Dusty on stage.
No. It could very easily, though. He has a lot of tats as well, but he's going to be playing at the Whirling Tiger on the 19th. He has kind of he's born and bred in Kentucky. Very Black Keys kind of feel to him, so I like it. But the song we picked out is
Throw It All Away.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to get it.
Straight from Spotify. You can find him there. Dusty Bowe, B-O.
Yep.
Like body odor. It's his last name.
Everything that's wrong with you and throw it all away. Summer has come and gone, and the winter is coming on strong, and your team are latching on. 'Cause I know I got something for you, so baby, let me take everything that's wrong with you and throw it all away.
Dusty Bowe, and I realized Dusty Wesley, Dusty, that his last name is spelled B-O-E-H.
Okay.
As it says, composer-producer is Dustin A. Bowe, but he probably his stage name is Dusty, and he's just supposed to B-O, because people probably don't know how to pronounce B-O-E-H. It's probably pronounced Bowe, but it's easier for people to say. So he's making it easier on people like us.
Hey.
Instead of trying to, what is this?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce this group? This is Dusty Bowe.
It's Dusty Bowe. Yeah.
So where's he going to be?
He is going to be at, you had to ask me. Hold on, I had it. He's going to be at the Whirling Tiger there in Louisville, Kentucky, which is a place I have not been yet. But they've been bringing in a lot of good people. So whenever I find time and I'm up there, yonder, then I'll hit up Whirling Tiger and report back. But this would be a good show to go check out. But we have soccer every day, all day for the rest of fall.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
Dusty with a Kentucky music preview. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
No problem, Joe.
Talk to
I'll
you
see
again
you
Friday,
Friday,
okay?
yeah.
You come to Bristol for the race. You stay for this. You remember this. It's Bristol, baby. It's Bristol, baby. Because what you came for is never just what you get. It's more. It's always more. The Bass Pro Shops Night Race at Bristol, September 19th. Get your tickets today at bristolmotorspeedway.com.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Nissans cost less at Bob Allen Nissan. Lease a new 26 Nissan Frontier 4x4 for only $395 per month for 36 months. $29.99 plus first payment, taxes, and fees due at signing. Stock in 26,281, 10,000 lease miles per year. Bob Allen Nissan on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at boballenmotormall.com.
Attention Boyle County residents, it's time to get rid of your hazardous household waste. Boyle County Solid Waste and Recycling is holding a special hazardous household waste free drop-off event this Saturday. There will be free disposal of antifreeze, fluorescent tubes and bulbs, pesticides and herbicides, household cleaners and batteries, solvents, oil, paint and thinner, and more. Get free lunch too with a Hometown Radio Pepsi cookout. Get your home cleaned up safely and responsibly. Bring your hazardous waste to the new Boyle County Recycling Center on North Stewart's Lane this Saturday, 8 to 1.
Need to see a physician? Then Ready Care Clinic is ready for you. Walk-ins are welcome and no appointment needed at the Ready Care Clinic, locations in Lawrenceburg, Harrisburg, Crab Orchard, and now Danville. The Ready Care Clinic.
Got pain? Curamin is your safe, effective answer. Curamin from Terry Naturally doesn't just mask pain. It gets to the source and stops it. Get results or your money back. Got pain? Get Curamin.
On sale now, only at the Danville Nutrition Center. We are located at 802 South 4th Street in Danville.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Curamin is for the use of occasional muscle pain due to exercise or overuse.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-smoker can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month level rate for 10 years, or a man age 50 non-smoker can obtain $500,000 coverage for a month premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call Term Busters today for a quote at 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Rate and availability may vary by state. Sample quotes based on preferred non-smoker. Underwriting and exam required. Call 1-800-908-7636 for details. Paid for by Robert Levinger, Insurance Agent.
Get ready to experience the ultimate tribute to the king of pop. MJ the Illusion is coming to the Boyle County Performing Arts Center on Friday, September 11th at 8 p.m. Featuring Michael Knight singing live with jaw-dropping moves, a powerhouse live band, and incredible dancers. Hear all your favorites like Thriller, Billie Jean, and Man in the Mirror. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at thebcpac.com.
Attention Boyle County residents, it's time to get rid of your hazardous household waste. Boyle County Solid Waste and Recycling is holding a special hazardous household waste free drop-off event this Saturday. There will be free disposal of antifreeze, fluorescent tubes and bulbs, pesticides and herbicides, household cleaners and batteries, solvents, oil, paint and thinner, and more. Get free lunch too with a Hometown Radio Pepsi cookout. Get your home cleaned up safely and responsibly. Bring your hazardous waste to the new Boyle County Recycling Center on North Stewart's Lane this Saturday, 8 to 1.
shine.
Is your car in need of a shine? Keep it sparkling all month long with Safari Falls Car Wash. Visit our new location in Danville off the 127 bypass on Skywatch Drive. $22 per month. That's less than $1 a day from 7:30 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. Monday through Sundays, packages start at just $22 per month. That's less than $1 a day. For $22 a month, you will enjoy unlimited washing and keep your car looking brand new all month long.
Whether you have one car or a whole fleet, we've got a plan for you.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Hey, okay, thank you, Little Rayleigh Joe. Brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop. 315 Delahaye. Get a free estimate, and they work with your insurance company. They fix water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Mostly cloudy, becoming sunny this afternoon. A high of 83, a low tonight of 64. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 85. A low tomorrow night of 67 with rain showers moving in tomorrow into Thursday morning. Could get about a quarter of an inch or more of rain, high of 83. Friday, mostly sunny, 84 is a high. Right now, it's 9:40 in the morning, and Jared is in studio, and it's time for us Tuesday with Stith. And to make this segment official, here's Jim Barnett.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And welcome on to the show.
Hey, how's
Jared
it going?
Howard. What's going on, Jared?
Oh, just living the dream, brother.
Yeah. Love it. Good stuff. I asked Jared when he walked in. I said, is it just you?
Just me.
Just me today.
Just me.
So what's going on? Where's Ann Yeager at this morning?
Ann Yeager, we do with the funeral home, we have an outside company come in. They're called Greystone. Basically, it's just kind of performance check. It's really just what it is. And she's got a meeting with him. His name's Darryl. He's great. And she's got a meeting with him today as far as funeral home operations.
This is
and
like
they only work with funeral homes.
Okay, so they come in, they check to see how y'all are running.
Yeah.
So this is like the health department coming into a restaurant.
A little, because we pay for this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
it's
this
not
is,
like unannounced.
Right.
You all knew they were coming.
Right. We knew they were coming. Yeah.
Okay.
No, they basically come in and help funeral homes, and just get everything in order.
Cool.
Is pretty much what they do.
It sounds like almost like. So do funeral homes have to do this?
No, you don't have to.
So this is optional.
It is.
But almost like an optional continuing education thing.
Yes,
We're like, how can we continue to get better?
How can we get better? Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. It's really great. We love them.
Setting the bar high.
Yeah.
So what are they going to say to you when you walk in, Jared?
I have absolutely no idea.
He's going to put a check mark beside well-dressed because Jared's in here with a vest and a shirt and tie.
Yeah, you know, you try to look good, you know.
Again, every Tuesday we talk with Stith Funeral Home here on the Joe Show around 9:35 in the morning. Jared's been on a couple of times, but typically every Tuesday we do have Ann Yeager. So Jared, introduce yourself again. Tell us what you do, what your role is at Stith Funeral Home.
Like you said, my name is Jared Howard. I'm a funeral director and embalmer, but I mainly do pre-need. I normally do pre-arranged funerals. I help people get everything in order, get everything lined up all ahead of time.
Yeah.
And that's primarily my job. I'm a little jack of all trades. I can do it all. So.
Yeah. So just walk us through what is like a typical week for you in terms of, and I'm sure it differs, but the average week, how many families do you typically meet with, or people do you typically meet with to do pre-need stuff? Is it at least one a week?
It is at least one a week.
Yeah.
It does vary depending on the week, depending on the weather, depending on the season. Like it just depends. Which you wouldn't think that the weather has a big deal with it, but it does.
Oh yeah, people don't want to get out if it's cold.
Yeah, no.
Or if it's too hot too.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah. People like to hibernate in the winter and stuff, which is great. But typically it's anywhere from 3 to 5 that I'll meet with, something like that. At least that's my goal. I don't know. It's a lot of emails and talking on the phone. And,
So let's walk us through one of the meetings. Let's say I call you, Jared. Me and Rebecca want to get our plans together for what I mean. You know, we're in our late 30s, mid to late 30s right now, but we want to get our plans together, right? There's never a wrong time to be prepared for the future. So what's it look like? If we talk to you, we're like, hey, we want to sit down. What are you telling us first thing, communication-wise?
The first thing that I do is I ask if you have any burning questions for me.
Any what?
Any burning questions. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. And sometimes people get in and they just want to start firing off questions, which is great. That's fine. And some people are like, I have absolutely no idea where to start, which is what I'm going to roll with for this particular situation. Is You have no idea.
Let's say I'm just calling. You tell me. My question is, you tell me what I need to do.
Yeah. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll get a lot of just biographical information, full name, address, all the things that we'll need to file for a death certificate.
Okay.
And then we'll go into sort of the family stuff. How many kids do you have? Your grandparents, your nieces and nephews, everybody that you want to list. As far as I will claim them, I'm related to them.
Okay.
And then we get, if you're affiliated with any churches, what churches your membership with. We get all your hobbies, your activities that you like to do, things everything that makes you you. Because when the time does come, we want to be able to capture all that.
Got it.
And then after all that, we move into what kind of services you all want. Do you want burial? Do you want cremation? Do you want to look something more along the lines of green burial? There is 1,000,005 different options, and which one fits best for you all. And then once we get all of that set up and go over everything that you want, honestly, that's pretty much it. You have to decide if you want to go ahead and pay for everything ahead of time, if you want to wait and come in and things like that and do more of a payment plan kind of thing.
Can you make monthly payments on this?
You can.
Is that just up to, do you have a minimum amount or up to whatever the person wants to pay per month?
So there's two ways that you can do it. We partner with a company called FDL, and it's burial insurance. They do premiums. And there's a set premium with them every month that you'll pay. Or you could do something along the lines with the Funeral Funding Trust, and there is no set minimum or maximum with that one.
Okay.
And you can do one or the other. It just really depends on what your financial situation is. I am never in the situation that I want to put you in a bind. I want to do what's best for you all.
And every person's financial situation is different.
Correct.
So let's say a family goes with the trust one. The funeral trust.
Yes.
So if let's just say I put in $100 a month.
Okay.
And I live to be 90 years old.
Yeah.
And since I was 37 years old, I've been putting in $100 a month. Now I could do the math. I don't know how much it's going to be, but it's going to be way more.
Yeah.
Than
it's
what
going to be
funeral
a lot,
costs.
and it gains interest.
So what happens with the excess money after the funeral's been paid for? Here, Joe put $100 a month in every month for 60 years.
That's a great question. We refund that money back.
So you give it back to the family,
yes,
next of kin?
Anything next of kin, anything that's left over.
Wow.
That's what we do.
So it's almost like if you had life insurance, it's almost like a bonus to that.
Yes, but the thing with the trust is it doesn't lock in any funeral prices. That is the little draw to using the trust and being able to kind of be really flexible with it compared to burial insurance. At some point, I will recommend that people, once we get a good amount built up into the trust, you pull that out, put that in a down payment onto the insurance, and that will bring that premium way down.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so that's pretty much how it works.
Do people ever ask you, what would you recommend, or what do you do? Because I want to do what a funeral director does.
As far as my financial situation, I would go ahead and do the premiums because that will lock the prices in for the funeral. In 40 years, you live to 90, you're still going to be paying 2026 prices.
Nice.
For that. It'll gain interest for all that time. You're going to have a lot of money that's potentially going to come back to the next of kin. So that's what I would do.
Is there an age, Jared, where you would tell someone, I don't want to be the one that I'm 37, right? And I hope to live to be a long time.
Yep.
A long time from now is when I'm going to die, is what I hope. Would it be weird if someone as young as me comes in and does funeral arrangement plans?
No, if I could do them, and I'm 28. If I could do them, I'd do them now. Okay. Especially since I'm getting ready to get married, and that's sort of stuff on my mind now. Like if I kill over and die, is she gonna have enough to be able to, pay the house, stuff like that? But the last thing that I want her to worry about is my funeral arrangements.
Yeah.
So.
Jared Howard's 10th Funeral Home. Rebecca had some issues with her vehicle, and she went and took the vehicle into the shop, and they're like, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong with the vehicle. We could do this. And Rebecca looked at him and said, well, what would you do? If I was your daughter, what would you recommend me do? Which is what I think, if people come in, if I was your best friend, if I was your dad, if I was your brother, Jared, what would you recommend me do, because this is not my field of expertise. I want to do what you would recommend do, because this is your field of expertise.
It is entirely based on your financial situation.
Okay.
If you can make the premium payments for the insurance, I would recommend doing that. However, if that's going to put you too much in a bind, I don't want to do that. Let's put money into the trust for a little while. We'll build it up in 3, 4, 5 years. We'll take a look at it again, and we'll work on it.
Okay, so you can end up moving if you change your decision then at some point. Like you said, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, maybe you have the car paid off and the house paid off and the college loans paid off, and your entire financial makeup is totally different than it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Okay.
Yep.
Jared Howard, Stiff Funeral Home, 859-236-2113, 859-236-2113. We'll finish up the conversation on a Tuesday with Stiff. Jared Howard on the show. Next.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
At Sutton Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. You're a neighbor. Our friendly team helps you stay healthy with quick refills, expert advice, and flu shots. Enjoy free local delivery and a convenient app to make managing your refills easy. Sutton Pharmacy, dedicated to the Lancaster community. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on West Maple Avenue.
Need your property looking its best? Call Homescapes LLC, a trusted source for all your home, service, and property maintenance. We're licensed and fully insured, handling both residential and commercial properties with confidence. Lawn care and treatments, landscaping, excavation, construction, and tree trimming and removal. One call does it all. Call 859-613-9161. That's 859-613-9161. And let Homescapes LLC get the job done right.
And here's Clark with the weather. How's it looking for our weekend boaters out there, Clark?
Well, Stacy, we can expect periods of heavy rain across the viewing area. That means all the trash, lawn chemicals, and other hazardous waste on the ground will go down the storm drains and into our rivers, lakes, and streams.
Gross.
Gross is right, Stacy. Now here's Dave with sports.
Do your part to keep our new Kentucky home clean. Make sure only stormwater goes down storm drains. Brought to you by Team Kentucky and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Hey, it's Scott Jennings, and I am proud to be on the radio in Danville, Kentucky. My daily show brings common sense to the Commonwealth. Whatever the news of the day, I'm going to sort it out and break it down with my straightforward analysis and commentary. We've got guests giving you the biggest insights into the day's news. So join us every weekday afternoon from 2 to 3 on WHIR AM 1230 and FM 103.9, or listen, hometownlive.net. It's the Scott Jennings Show on WHIR.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Jared Howard, Stiff Funeral Home. He joins us this morning on the Joe Show. Happy to have him aboard. You said you're a licensed funeral director, is that
I
right?
am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So have you, I don't know if this is the correct lingo, have you directed a funeral by yourself? I mean, do you do that by yourself, or do you usually have people with you?
No, we typically have people there that help us.
Okay.
There is a head funeral director that's in charge of this particular service. But for the most part, there's normally 3 of us running around.
So have you been the head funeral director before?
Not at Stith.
Okay.
That's not really my role. I can do it, but that's not really.
Like if everybody on staff walked outside and turned their ankle, and they're like, oh, Jared, you're the only one
Well,
that
and Hager
hasn't...
would direct the funeral from a wheelchair. So
Jared hasn't turned his ankle.
That's not really. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely do it.
Do you remember? But you have done it before in the past.
I
You've
have. Yeah. How
old were you? Were you nervous?
Yeah, tremendously.
Okay.
Tremendously.
What kind of goes into that?
It's really a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Like coordinating stuff?
Yeah, that's it. You're just directing is all you're doing. And making sure everything moves smoothly and at a timely manner, and it's a lot of behind the scenes. It's a lot of, if you're working the funeral, you have to have eye contact with the other funeral directors, and it's kind of like when they give you an eye contact thing, then you move and start acting. It's a lot of signals from across the room.
You all speak a lot without saying anything.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Like a funeral director language.
Yeah, it's a lot of eye contact and a lot of head nods.
It's like you know when to go.
Yeah,
go
and it's like,
this.
okay, that means I do this next
But
thing.
everything's done in a specific order, though, right?
is,
So, like,
yeah.
you know what head nod means what, because
Right.
you would never go release the people from their seats
right
during the middle of the service or
Right,
something. Like,
at
you
the wrong
understand
time.
the order of
Yeah,
things.
yeah. It's called an order of service, is what it's called. But every funeral has one. It's just some are longer than others.
I want mine to be a disorder of service. We're going to do things all
We're gonna do things way different,
out of order.
and we could do that. That's the great thing about funerals. There is no right or wrong
It's
way.
going to be a
to do it.
surprise around every corner at my funeral.
That's right. We're gonna have somebody jump out at you.
Yeah, we're going to stand up during the middle of it and then sit down, and then we're going to escort you out just so you can get up and get some steps. And then when we get you back in there, yeah, we're going to have a lot of surprises.
My grandpa was he's a mountain man. Well, he was. He passed away a couple years ago, and he always wanted me to rig something up in the casket so that he would move. And I said, I don't know if Sarah, I don't know if my grandma would let me do that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay.
Is
and he's
that
like, no, it'd be hilarious.
Is that allowed?
No.
Can someone make?
No.
Would you get in trouble if you did that for someone, even though that was their wishes? Like, let's say you have it in writing, and the person's like order of service or whatever. They've done pre-planning. I want you to rig something up like this, but nobody else knows it. I would feel very uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you?
I don't think I would be okay with doing that.
Yeah.
That's along the lines. I've had somebody ask me, to euthanize my dog and put him in with me. Like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not comfortable with that.
Maybe it's one of those things where, like, let's say the person's a jokester.
Yeah.
Like you said, your grandpa.
Oh, yeah, no, he was all
You
about
show it to the family,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to do this, but this is what he
That's
put.
pretty much
Isn't
what it
this
would be.
funny? You
Yeah,
know?
that's pretty much what it would be like. And they'd be like, oh, that sounds like him.
And
Like,
thank
he
you
said,
for
he
not
said
doing
that.
that.
For you. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that, though. Like, that's...
What's the biggest funeral number of people that you've been to?
Oh, man.
As a employee, not just like as an attendee.
I mean, 300 to 400, something like that. My experience is very limited because I've only been doing this for about 3. Yeah, for a funeral, it really, especially pre or post COVID, people. COVID really shot all that.
Yeah, that's just the funeral. That's not counting the visitation or something, right? So, like, if you have visitation beforehand, and maybe a number of people come that don't stay for the funeral.
Yeah, it's about 400, I think.
Yeah.
So
I've been to places where the visitation line is like all the way out, way out the door. So, what would be your recommendation for people who maybe? How do I say this? Maybe they get to a place. I'm just going to say it. They get to a place. Visitation line is long. You're like, I'm not feel like waiting in this long of a line. It seems like a selfish thing to think. But how long is it going to take? My kids got soccer practice, and they haven't eaten dinner, and I got a meeting at 7 o'clock. And what if I don't get? And then I've waited in all this time, and I can't get through. What would you have a recommendation? Get there earlier.
Get there earlier. A lot of times before the funeral service, like if it's a nice visitation the night before, the next day, a lot of times the church will be open or funeral home will be open, whatever. My recommendation is to come in the morning. If you particularly if you just want to sign the book or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if you actually want to see the family and the visitation line is too long, or the visitation line is too long, I would just come to the funeral.
Yeah.
Personally,
I remember when my my grandma had her funeral. Going back after the funeral and going through the names in the guest book that's signed, and it was amazing the number of signatures that were in there that I didn't remember them being there.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if you want to let people know that you're caring about them, but maybe you couldn't stay for the visitation, I'm sure they don't remember every single person that was there anyway.
No, there is this fog, and the fog's good. It protects you, but there's this fog that you get. And there is a lot of stuff that you'll miss and all that. And even just signing the book and then sending a card later.
Yeah.
Just to let them know,
Let them know
that
you're thinking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Howard's 10th Funeral Home. If you have any pre-planned questions, he's the man that can help you out. 236-2113. Give him a call. Ask for Jared and let him know you want to sit down and meet with him. What's the cost, Jared, to meet with you?
Free.
$0.00. Free is a 4-letter word that we can say on the radio. The FCC won't come after us for saying that 4-letter word. Some other ones, maybe so, but free We can say that as much as we want.
That's right.
Jared, appreciate you being on.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
There's that sad music again. That means my time has come to an end of the Joe Show. And a blast with you all on this Tuesday morning, helping the start to your workday just a little bit more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back with you tomorrow morning, dark and early, on Danville's one-stop shop for local news, local events, and local voices, The Joe Show, AM 1230, and the brand new 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Until then, God bless. Have a great, fun, and safe Tuesday afternoon. Curtis McPeak's Home Sweet Home leads us home sweet home.